Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Well, good afternoon, Newcastle cricketing lovers, and welcome to the second quarter final down here at George Farley Oval, Wallsend. The host team, Wallsend, playing against Western Suburbs Rosellas. The Wallsend Tigers won the toss and have elected to bat. Well, good afternoon, Newcastle cricketing lovers. Play just about to get underway. There's Jacob Montgomery. No, we're going with Cooper Lennox and Ryan Van Kemenader opening the batting. Joey Price for West opening the bowling, and we're underway. This ball just on leg side, it's gone to a short fine leg, quick single taken, and the first runs of the afternoon are on the board. Wallsend one without loss. Joining me is Aaron Gray. Aaron, you're here for the first game, a sensational 5-over-a-side game.
Yeah, very different. We don't see many of those. In fact, it's the first I've witnessed. So, yeah, great to see a full...
The sun's out. Nice breeze coming from behind us here, coming from just the southern end.
Yeah, the sun's shining, isn't it, Dan? It's extremely good viewing. I must say, given the delay in the first...
Oh, swing and a miss there, through to the keeper.
Given a delay in the first match, you would expect it to be a wet day, but no, it's certainly been hot all day, so no issues with that.
Yeah, I think we'll get a full game in here this afternoon down here at George Farley Oval.
Now, we're just having some funny visuals going on here, so apologies to anyone who is a bit unsure what's going on. I'm just going to reset our screen, Dan. Just want to call it.
A quick single here, and Kemenade's hit that to short cover. Takes Wallsend, no wicket for 2. And on paper, I mean, this game, you know, today could be class of a final. There's some great local players on both sides. It's a shame only one of these teams is going to be able to go through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, that's right. Well, definitely West's fortunate in the end to scrape through with only one win, with 3 of their games being washed out. So
yeah.
Very fortunate to get through, and I think it's fortunate for the competition they got through as well, because they're definitely the heavyweights in Newcastle this year thus far.
Right, another dot ball there. On ball remaining in this first over. Wallsend still no wicket for 2. Comes Joey Price once again. Laid back on that. Lennox, it's gone down to backward point. Just taken the 1 run. So at the end of the first over, Tigers, no wicket for 3. What do you think is a pass score on this ground, Aaron? It's not the biggest ground for a fixture for a T20 game.
No, and look, the last game was only 5 overs, but what we did see was the short boundaries get exposed with a couple of big hits into the trees over to the left of screen. But oh, Dan, look, I'd think against West, you're going to want around 170, 180.
Yeah, to be competitive.
Really
yeah,
score.
Batting first. Yeah, agree. Very handy bowling line-up, a lot of experience.
An obvious star player missing today, obviously, with skipper Nathan Price not playing.
Yeah, big loss for Wallsend. So Cooper Lennox taking stride. Aldous coming into bowl.
So Brad didn't play yesterday, I think, even though it was a shortened day. I didn't see his name in the list over at Harker Oval yesterday, so might be a bit fresher today. Don't know. Well, obviously they only bat in anyway, so.
Dot ball there. Aldous just a warm-up ball there. I think just hitting the wicket in at Lennox's hip, just played that through onto the leg side.
So following today's game, there'll be a few guys from this venue in particular heading down the M1 or the old F3 on their way to the SCG. Obviously got the Plan B finals taking place tomorrow at the SCG, where both the Newcastle Blasters and the Lake Muck Attack do battle in the first game at 10 AM.
First semi, so we're guaranteed one local team to be in the final. Another dot. No, they've taken a quick single. Shot at the non-striker's end. Lennox has made it home safe. Wallsend no wicket for 4. Wind's picked up just a little bit here down here at George Farley Oval at Wallsend. Our tent's deciding it wants to go elsewhere. Having Aaron fix that up. Elvis ready to come in for the 3rd ball of this over, bowling to Van Kemenade. Good ball there, good length, he's blocked that. He's gone down, filled his own bowling. Another dot ball. So just to paint a picture of what you can't see, it's like the Rosellas, 2 men out of the circle, 1 at fine leg and 1 on the mid-wicket boundary. He's bowling with a gully point cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and those 2 gentlemen outside the circle. In comes Aldous again. Quick single taken there.
Good single, good running.
Mid-off. No wicket for 5, Wallsend. A very cautious start, would you say, Aaron?
Yeah, I think so. They're probably mindful just having that 1 less star bat in their lineup. They probably do want to set themselves up here with a good foundation to go big towards the end. But yeah, Ryan Van Kemenade will play a critical role in that, of course. And Cooper Lennox, obviously coming against his former club in the Rosellas, so he'll be looking forward to getting a score as well.
Okay, so they've changed the field here. They're playing with a long on the fence as well as a mid-wicket deep. He's whipped that through the leg
4.
side. That could be our first boundary of the game.
6, I think. That's gone all the way.
That's actually travelled all the way. Cooper Lennox off his hip, effortless over the fence there. The shorter boundary here at George Farley Oval.
That's an extremely good shot. Just whipped it away. Really strong hands there. Great shot.
Sort of striking at 150 now, Cooper Lennox. Wallsend none for 11.
So Dean, you've joined us today after being at another big match taking place today up in Maitland.
Yep. Just no run there. Just punched down to gully. Yes, just been up at Maitland this morning at Lawn Park for the Suburban Districts versus Cessnock District Cricket Association meeting in the final of the John Bull Shield. For those unaware, the John Bull Shield is a 50 over a side 1-day competition run by the Hunter Valley Cricket Council. And a score update there. Well, the Suburban Districts won the toss and batted first, and they were bowled out for 175 in 48 overs. So a pass score for that ground. Jared Moxey top score with 84. He was the backbone of the Suburban Districts innings, and all 4 games this season, the 3 qualifying games in the final, he's scored a half century in each innings.
And I believe it was a fairly heavy outfield there, so 170 seems like a very competitive total.
Yep. Here's Price, first ball of the 3rd over. That's just nudged backward point.
Oh, geez, direct hit would have had him there. It looks like Emmerton there, backward point.
No wicket for 12. Yeah, so yeah, quite a bit of dew on the outfield early on. The field very lush, but yeah, it's going to be perfect conditions this afternoon for Cessnock, so we'll need to bowl really well to contain them.
No single that time.
Yeah, so the Suburban Districts team certainly put up a better fight today than they did in their couple of Summer Bash qualifying games. Which is a different beast for a lot of those guys who hadn't been exposed to playing any or much T20 cricket.
Yep, absolutely, and I'm sure they'll learn a lot and kick on next year. So Price in now.
Ooh, swing and a miss there by Lennox. Yeah, definitely. Look, the boys, they still talk very positive about it. The exposure they got, the grounds they got to play on that wouldn't normally be exposed to, the quality of opposition. You know, I'm a firm believer to become a better player, you play against better opposition. You can learn much more with coming up against some of them better players, better teams. It's Joey Price down the leg side. He's got onto that.
Wow, it's the top of the trees.
They might need the old claw down here to scoop that out of the creek.
What doesn't Cooper Lennox love it on his pads? Jeez, anything straight. That's
fair to say one of the longer boundaries. Yeah, I think that would have been 6 in most grounds.
Mate, that's sailed into the top of the trees here.
Ball's back safe.
Yeah, that cleared the canal. There was no risk of that one getting wet.
Maybe at the front bar at the bowling club. Wallsend scooted along to 18 midway through the third over, and I guess the first 6 overs fielding restrictions apply.
Yeah, absolutely. In the power play, I think a lot of teams approach it a little bit differently, but I think the consensus across many is preservation of wickets. Take advantage of playing your shots and getting those boundaries, but certainly not going mad so that you lose 4 or 5 wickets. I think
you need to bat your 20 overs first and foremost.
Yeah, and your top 4 bats in T20 are usually the guys that you want to go deep into the innings. So
right.
They're your better batters. So yeah, you don't want to be more than 2 down.
Oh, he's had a swing at that, and no, there's been an appeal for caught behind, and he's been given. Ryan Van Kemenade's been caught behind off the bowling of Joey Price. Is it the bottom edge?
No, I think it's at top edge. I'd say Joey likes to roll his fingers on them. Okay. I think he's just rolled his fingers across that, and he's got what, I guess the layman might be a little bit of top spin, and it's because the keepers had to dive forward in the end. It's a pretty good take.
Good take. First wicket falling here at George Farley Oval. The Tigers are 1 for 19.
So yeah,
in the third over.
Obviously, looks like Jacob Montgomery,
skipper,
straight into the crease. I'm not sure who their skipper is today. We probably might go and find that out. Yeah, okay, yeah, Jacob is skipper today. So yeah, I would say absolutely their key batsman here. He's going to definitely have to step up in Nathan Price's absence. So yeah, look for a big one here from Montgomery.
Okay, so that was the end of the third over. So Lennox is back on strike facing Brad Aldis. After 3 overs, Wallsend Tigers are 1 for 19, halfway through the power play section of this T20 innings. Aldis coming in to bowl to Lennox. Just wide of off stump. He's had a swing, and that'll be a dot ball. These conditions are fantastic for Sunday afternoon cricket, Aaron Gray, I must say. A little bit envious. These guys get to do this much better than yesterday's weather.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been an unfortunate season with a bit of the weather, hasn't it? All conditions yesterday. At the start of the day, everyone got on time, but then obviously those showers came through and washed everything out from about 2 o'clock onwards.
Another dot ball, displayed backward a point there, gully.
Not a season to be a curator, Dan, putting all the hard work in and not going ahead on Saturdays.
Yeah, curator would have to have a very calm temperament to get through a season like this. But yeah, those things are out of our control. We're getting into the business end of the season. We're only a month away from finals in all formats, so players want to get as much cricket under their belt. Comes Aldis again to Lennox. Oh, he's gone back there, and this is a good over so far. 3 dot balls, especially during the power play. This is gold for Wes. He's a very experienced campaigner, Brad Aldis, knowing how to bowl in these circumstances and these conditions. I saw you out there before the start of play, and the wicket. How's it holding up? How's it look?
Yeah, look, so those that didn't tune in the last game, it was a late change of wicket, so it's a little bit underprepared. The curator at the start of the day deemed the wicket to the right of the one they're playing on. You can see it's marked up as well. That was the one initially they were going to play on today, but they made a late decision based on a wet patch at the far end.
Sure.
To switch to this wicket.
Another dot ball there.
Just to explain, this wicket had some preparation in it because that was what they wanted to use today. But yeah, anyway, they've switched to here. I think it's a little bit less prepared than the one next to it, which is used for yesterday's day 1 of their 2-day match. But that said, there hasn't been too many gremlins. That 5 over match, probably the slow bowlers stuck in it a little bit, but other than that, the pace seemed fine.
Over 100 run score between the two teams, so it couldn't have been too much wrong with it. Where's that gone? Big swing and a miss. And Brad Aldis eyeing off a maiden here, which in T20 games is very few and far between.
Isn't it? So yeah, how good's the visuals of Frog Box there, mate, to be able to just recall the dot balls and each ball as
fantastic equipment, fantastic software, and it's great that the clubs have got this sort of exposure. Final ball of the over, and that is another dot ball. That's a maiden. That's well bowled, Brad Aldis. The Wallsend Tigers, after 4 overs, are 1 for 19. Guess that past score of the needing of that 160, 170 just made that little bit harder now with that maiden.
Yeah, look, a maiden, like you say, is pretty rare in the power play in particular. But that said, two key guys, I guess, is still there.
So Jake Montgomery's taking guard. He'll be facing his first ball. Is Joey going around for a third, or we got to change?
I think they've changed it up here, mate.
Hobson.
So yeah, great to see Anthony Hobson back donning the West gear. I'm just double checking that is him. I know it says that on our screen. It's Anthony. Yeah, I think it is Hobbo. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Hobbo obviously hasn't played a lot of cricket recently. Switched to umpiring.
That's right. Yeah, was he Charlestown previous?
Oh, he was Charlestown. Yeah, for the start of his senior career. Obviously won a premiership at Cardiff as well. But
right.
went back to, he was a West junior, so I think he went back to his West
Is
club.
he still umpiring?
Not sure, to be honest. I haven't followed his umpiring career. I know he's umpiring in Newcastle for a couple of years after a stint in Sydney.
Tell you what, awfully close. Swinging down the leg side. Only a wicket his first ball. I think that'll be a leg by.
But no, I don't think he is, mate. I've just had a bit of a memory that I think he's changed jobs now, which impacts his Saturdays a little bit more. So, yeah, obviously Summer Bash creating opportunities for Sunday and midweek cricket, and he's taking full advantage of that. And
there's lots of noticeable swing in that first delivery.
Yeah.
Big in swing there from Hobson. So Lennox back on strike.
He's genuine all-rounder, Hobbo. He's done a lot of wicket keeping in his career as well. Obviously, had a great.
And another leg. Sorry, Aaron, another leg by, 1 for 21.
That's okay. He's he's obviously a great batsman. Many centuries through his first grade career in Newcastle. And at least one premiership that I can think of, but possibly another at Charlestown in his younger days.
Oh,
that
could go all the way.
Oh, I don't think those people on that chair
Not
were
quite.
watching.
It bounced just inside the fence there, but that's 4 runs to Jake Montgomery.
A couple of spectators down there, I don't think they picked that ball up. It's just gone zimming just past his shoulder. And then as it's gone past, he sort of jumped. So that could have been really worrying if it hit him. I'll tell you what, that was hit like a rocket.
Never take your eye off the ball, whether you're playing the game, watching the game, or near a game. And I can see they're running over there with the big claw or the scoop. That's gone into the dip, into the creek.
Yeah, the pool scoops had a few runs today.
Interesting what sort of damage they'll do to the ball too. Only midway through the 5th over. One for 25, just going a bit over 5 and over. Good start. I don't want to lose too many more wickets at this stage of the innings, but that was a very confident shot by Jake Montgomery. And Cooper Lennox is looking pretty set with 2 sixes. Both jabs away off the hip, so he's been playing very safe but effective.
So yeah, just while we're waiting for that ball to come back, I've just pulled up the teams for tomorrow, Lake Mac Attack and the Blasters. We've got a bunch of players playing in this game right here. I'll just rattle through those for you. So you've got Aaron Wivel, obviously for the Rosellas, Jacob Montgomery, Tigers, James King, the skipper of the Rosellas, playing tomorrow at 10 AM at the SCG. We've also got Aaron Bills, Bradley Aldous and Ryan Van Kemenade. So quite a lot of guys here that'll be backing up tomorrow to play on the hallowed turf of the SCG. What an experience that would be.
Well, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity for, I guess, 99% of people that play the game and to get that opportunity just to be there alone. And some of those guys are going to get 2 games tomorrow.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, so of course the Lake Mac Attack and the Blasters come up in the first game at 10 AM.
And the final, I hear they're going to play under lights.
The final's played under lights, yeah. So they have game at 10 o'clock. Second game at 2 o'clock,
6 o'clock,
and then the third game starts at around 6 o'clock. I could be slightly out on those times, but I believe that's a rough
sounds about
agenda.
right.
So
yeah, no, that's going to be a magic experience for all those players. I mean, there's probably a couple of guys who've had that experience prior in previous campaigns, but you've seen your name up there on the scoreboard and hearing your name by the ground announcer, it'd be truly something to experience. So the ball's back in play. Hobson coming back into bowl to Montgomery.
Oh,
He's got an inside edge on
Fielded.
that, outside edge, sorry, and they're taking the single on
Well
like a
fielded
fly
by-
slip.
so James King, I think, the skipper. Hmm. I
No
don't-
fours yet?
I think it's,
Well,
it's
sorry,
Chewy,
oh,
actually.
sorry,
Ben
Montgomery's ball
Chewy
went for
was
four.
fielding down there.
There's Hobson coming into Cooper Lennox. And a larrup at that.
Oh, run
In
out.
trouble here
Oh,
if
he's
it hits.
missed. Jeez, that was a free hit then for a run out. He's,
Tigers dodge a bullet there. Just having another look at that here on the replay. He's had all three stumps to hit
oh
too.
dear. It's one of those ones, isn't it? When you turn and throw slightly off balance, you've got to get your eyes fixed pretty quickly on the stump and then throw.
That would have been a huge wicket for
Oh,
West.
that could be out. No, it's short.
And a
That
deep
was
mid
just-
off for the single.
Just squeezed out off a sort of leading edge.
Into the fifth over, and the Wallsend Tigers 1 for 27.
So 1 over left in the power play. Dan, as I said probably a little earlier this innings, I think the key for them is probably not to put too much pressure on themselves to go for a big over here. I'd say just making sure that they're getting themselves comfortable on a wicket that could be slightly underprepared.
Yeah, and that could come into Wallsend's favour later as the game goes on. It's more wear on the wicket.
So young Jeremy Noonan looks like he's stepping out his run up here.
And what can you tell us about Jeremy Noonan, Aaron?
He's a young kid, I know that much.
Yep.
He's been playing first grade now for probably his second full-time season, possibly third. But mate, good bowler, very good bowler. He's obviously played in all the pathways stuff and in the state challenges and all the stuff that's out there these days. He's got a slinging action,
Could be
as
a
you've probably
wide.
just seen.
Yeah, very slingy action. He's pushed that out a bit wide, and Lennox is swinging back, couldn't quite reach it. The first wide of the innings.
He
One for
probably rushes
28.
onto it, rushes the batter onto it a bit more than you think. He doesn't have I wouldn't say a super powerful run up, but explosive through the crease.
yeah,
Fast arm action.
swing and a miss there. Yeah, I imagine once he gets his rhythm going, he's quite handy. Get that ball down in that corridor, the batsman has to play.
I'll try and get some stats up for him for the season, mate. Quick score check at the other ground.
The Whips playing Merriweather. Whips have won the toss and chosen the bat, and they're currently 3 for 39. That's Belmont, the Whips.
Yep.
They're playing the Lions in the fourth quarter final over at Townsend Oval. That's a single there. The Cooper Lennox just played out to the cover boundary. Another good game, that one at Townsend.
Yeah, it's a cracker, and it's funny because this is second versus seventh here. West being seventh, almost unheard of at the moment with their lineup.
Rain, yeah.
But yeah, very lucky or very unlucky, and lucky in the same breath that
Leading edge there. Lennox hit that out near the boundary, not quite getting there. Point and cover have chased that. There's 2 more runs to the total. Yeah, and I guess with Hamwicks being eliminated earlier today, I mean, they're in awful trouble. 9 for 36. Managed to get 76, 78.
Yeah, Sam Webber hit 40 odd pretty quickly.
Yeah, got a respectable total, and then City peeled it off, 2 down, about 7 overs.
Yeah, so absolutely, yeah. And the other game there is
He's
obviously.
had a big swing at that. He's got a bottom edge, and I think that will go.
Oh, he's taken off for it. He thinks it's going to pull up short.
It has pulled up short. Ball down to fine leg, inside edge, and it's only a single. Again, West's kissed by Lady Luck there.
No, he got 2. He scored 2 off that one.
They come back for a second.
So, yeah, the game over at Townsend, obviously top seed, the Lions versus the 8th seed, the Whips, but very even competition this one. You probably don't call favourites going forward. The rankings are a little bit distorted with some wet weather in that last round. So, yeah, don't be surprised if the Whips turn on a win there today against.
Most definitely, we've certainly got the players there that are capable of beating Merriweather, and it really opens it up with, I guess, Hamwicks being eliminated now. Play that off the hip there. Another dot ball. So that's the end of the power play. And the Tigers, after 6 overs, are 1 for 34. Cooper Lennox 23 from 27 deliveries. Jake Montgomery 5 from 3. Now the field undertake a bit of a change now.
So the umpire just signalling the power play's over. And this changes things now. So what people can't see on their footage is the field at the moment. So what we've got is anybody in the circle is right on the circle. So they're really encouraging, I guess, a drop and run type approach.
3 deep on the leg side. We've got a square leg, mid wicket, and a deep long on. I guess with Hobson bowling those in swingers, he's got coverage there. He's had a crack at that. Montgomery straight through to the keeper. On the offside, yeah, just a standard ring field.
Very deep though. They're on the hustle though, I think. Yeah.
Long off appears to be also boundary riding as well. Here comes Hobson.
Just struggling to get a little bit of bat on ball here, Montgomery. I don't know if there's a bit of movement. Maybe Hobbo's up to his old tricks, getting the ball to move a little. But yeah, it's not the cleanest of striking just yet.
Oh, Hobson bowling very well. In he comes again. There's a nice fuller ball there.
Steps right across.
Put down on that for a single. Down to the sweepers. It's a 1 for 35.
You just saw Montgomery there just take a step to get almost exposed leg stump to the bowler, I would have thought. But yeah, I'd say he's just trying to get it on that onside where there's a single there with any bat on it at all. Has that gone fine?
That's gone through past that fly
slip. Might have to run those, I'd say. That's only going to be 2.
It's pulled up inside. They're coming back for a third. This could be home safely for 3. Yeah, that pulled up very quickly there. That shortened boundary just to the right of us, the sight screen, as you're watching the vision.
Yeah, a bit of luck their way, but certainly what they need to get themselves going here.
Takes along the 1 for 38. Hobson coming in now to Monk.
Chipped inside. Oh, that's out.
That's out.
Yeah, again, just exposing that that field. Exposing is not the right word, but they're very deep on the circle there. So
that's right.
That's mishit, but all the same, I thought it was going to clear. It would have cleared a standard cover fieldsman. So I think Joey Price took that catch.
Big loss for Wallsend. Jacob Montgomery. The long, slow walk back to the sheds. Puts the Tigers in a little bit of trouble. 2 for 38 here in the 7th over. But again, great bowling at line and length by Hobson. He's forced them to play across the line to find them gaps in the leg side. Trying to get on top of it there. Jacob, that was Joey Price who took that catch there out in the covers.
So that brings Jacob Page to the crease, I think.
Yeah, it looks like the batsmen have crossed. And Cooper Lennox will be on strike. Got no conversation between the batsmen. Looks like Cooper knows what the job is here. Get through to the end of this over. I'm sure they'll have a chat in between and assess or reassess where they're at.
So yeah, Jacob Page just coming out to the crease. So I think he's a Maitland product. Come down here a few seasons.
Oh, he's gone. That's a big wicket. Hobson's gone straight through Lennox like Epsom salts. Middle stump, and that makes things a little more uncomfortable for the Wallsend Tigers at the end of the 7th over. They're 3 for 38. What a great ball that was. Yeah,
it was straight through him, wasn't it? So puts a lot of pressure on them now. 2 new bats at the crease. You know, one thing you don't want is those wickets in clumps, but particularly 2 set batsmen or two guys getting set. Gone now, so 2 batsmen in now that haven't faced the ball.
Yeah, so a lot of rebuilding to do here, but without much time to do it. West showing their class here. And again, you can have a bloke like Hobson come back into the fold and be that, I guess, destructive. I mean, 2 overs, he's taken 2 wickets, and he's really, with the field that they've set, I mean, again, he's tried to work that through where he could find the gaps to score runs, and
yep,
I guess history will show it wasn't the right shot to play.
So yeah, 2 guys in, both haven't faced the ball now, so in the 7th over, that's not ideal as a batting team. Looks like Aaron Bill's coming on to bowl.
And Hobbo will be on a hat-trick next over.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so Bill's a leggy.
He's a leggy, yep. So
okay, well again, this could be quite interesting. This could be an opportunity for Wallsend to attack and try and get on top of him early, or it could be a great way for West to put further pressure onto the Tigers too. As you said, 2 brand new batsmen at the crease, neither have faced a ball. Page on strike. Ooh.
So yeah, Bills tends to bowl a much flatter delivery, so he's quite quick through the air typically. Can drag every now and again, but I guess you can't be too harsh on a leggy. It's one of the hardest arts to perform.
Very difficult.
But yeah, no, he tends to rush onto the batsman, and he's
prospect swipe down the ground, down to the long on sweeper.
It's been proven to be very effective in short format cricket.
We'll just paint the picture for those watching the current field for Bills. He's got a long on the fence, mid wicket on the fence, backward square leaning on the fence, fine legs up, looks like on the circle, and through the offside it's the standard ring. So it looks like he's operating with 3 on the leg side boundary. So Ryan Brooks will be facing his first delivery now. See how Bulls goes, landing him to Brooks. Good flight.
And Brooksy was over here earlier today giving a bit of cheek in the first game to me and David Redden.
Okay.
As we were commentating that first match, but he'll be wicket keeping today for the Tigers.
It's flatter delivery there. Haven't been able to get another single. Dot ball. This is an impressive first over so far from young Bills.
So yeah, just having a look at Ryan Brooks' summer bash so far. He's had a couple of handy contributions.
Good ball.
20 not out
in that delivery.
20 not out and a 33 not out in his last 2 digs. So yeah, hopefully, definitely Wallsend need him to produce that today.
Yeah, something very similar required. He's played that through the leg side nicely off his legs down to the mid wicket sweeper for a single. Wallsend Tigers 3 for 40. Oh,
no ball.
No ball, so that'll be a free hit.
So they can change the field here because the batsmen have changed ends, and you'll see that happening here with Brad Alders just moving out to long off. They've got a long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square. So they've got 4 out for this free hit. Surprised they don't go a 5th out, to be honest. They know that he's going to have a crack, but
3, yeah. So long off, long on, mid wicket square, all deep. Will he toss it up? He's gone flat.
He's bowled him off a no ball, which is obviously not out. So it's a dot ball.
I take, and so no harm, no foul.
That is a very flat and quick delivery. It's almost a medium pacer.
Maybe his flipper.
Might be.
Well, 2 runs off the over. It's a great first over by Bills, and the Wallsend Tigers, after 8 overs, are 3 for 40. Jacob Page 1 run from 2 balls. Ryan Brooks get off the mark.
A quick score check over at Townsend Oval. So the whips are now 4 for 57. Obviously puts a bit of pressure on the middle lower order. Ray Cooper's still at the crease, 18 not out, and Alex Cook has just come to the crease to join him. So big game over there at Townsend Oval. Obviously the winner progressing through to next week's finals, where Dan will hear you on commentary again if you're available. Question without notice.
Yeah, be more than happy to.
So
best seat in the house.
Yourself and David Redden will be doing the second semi-final next week, so it'd be great to hear you two in combination.
Excellent. Look forward to it. David's very impressive. Here's Hobbo on a hat-trick ball. We bowled it where he needed it, falling at the stumps.
Well played by Brooks there.
Brooks has punched that down a long on for a single, 3 for 41.
Yeah, so Dan, just for the purpose of viewers that may not know you, just give us a bit of a rundown on the community radio work that you do, and a bit of a plug for your Tuesday night segment.
Yeah, well, I the community radio for Port Stephens FM. I've been doing that for about 4.5 years now. Just a guilty pleasure of mine. Always had an interest in radio and love daggy 70s and 80s music. Quick single taken there, which I don't know whether that needed to be taken, but it ended up a very good single.
It was nearly run out. Direct hit would have had him.
Yeah, very low percentage play. Yeah, but over the last couple of years, I was doing a weekly segment called The Sticky Wicket, which was a cricket related segment. He's got that away. Is that going to go to the fence? He's slapped that through the covers. A good chase, big slide. Fielded. He's stopped it. It's not a boundary.
And they've only taken 2 there.
2 to Brooks. It's an outfield not as fast as I'd like it to be. I dare say it's going to be the same for both teams. It's not as though it's wet. It's just thick grass coverage here down here at George Farley. Brooks on strike again to Hobson. Just turn that around on the leg side. The field is all deep on the fence there. It's an easy single. Yeah, so the sticky wicket was how we talked all things cricket. We looked local, being Port Stephens. We used to focus on the Port Stephens Pythons Cricket Club, who are playing in the Maitland competition, who have now this season brought a team down to play in the Suburban Districts First Division competition. They've got 3 more sides plus juniors playing up in Maitland. There's Hobson again. Plenty of bat on that. Straight to cover, or extra cover. So playing 2 covers there.
Yeah, and you'd obviously have Stockton involved. I think I've heard Nick Foster.
Yeah, well, this year with new program called Sport Stephens, the first hour of my program is dedicated to sport in the Port Stephens region, regardless cricket, rugby league, tiddlywinks. Yeah, so we've been fortunate enough to have Nick Foster from the Stockton and Northern Districts Cricket Club join us on a number of occasions on air to talk about things happening within the Stockton Club. Josh Moxey from the Port Stephens Pythons telling us all about the Suburban Districts competition, the representative scene, and invitations are always being extended to all organisations in the Port Stephens region. So that's Port Stephens FM, 6 till 7 every Tuesday night.
There you go. You've obviously got to reside or be in the Port Stephens area to get that channel, but
it's 100.9 FM. You hear it quite clearly down here. Sort of once you start going past Charlestown, it can start getting a bit scratchy. But on any decent app on your phone or on the internet, that's crystal clear.
Excellent.
Here's Bill's back into the attack and picked up where he left off last over. So at the end of the 9th over, the Tigers 3 for 47. Getting towards the halfway stage of their innings, and you'd have to say West is certainly on top at this stage.
Yeah, obviously there's sorry,
that's through.
Can't multitask being male. I've just been asked a question. I couldn't do 2 things at once.
So a ball punched down the long off. They took a single there, so 3 for 48. I'm very impressed with young Bills here. Another dot ball there, ball hit to mid-off. He's certainly landing the ball where it looks like he wants to land them. A lot of control there.
So yeah, you're just saying West appear on top, and absolutely, I think they've got upper hand right now. Oh, missed stumping there.
Another opportunity going begging for West.
But
Brooks showing intent, which is good to see.
Definitely, still got wickets in hand, which is a key in T20. If you can bat deep and someone latches onto a few through this middle or end of the innings, that's
a great
inside
shot.
out.
Has that gone over the top? Mid-off has run around for that. They've come back for 2.
Yeah, so
that brings up the 50 for the Tigers.
You know, you get these two get into a bit of a partnership, and at the moment, West just have the luxury of still making them play a few big shots. They've just moved the 4th guy back outside the circle, but right on top here, the Rosellas. Or there might be two here. It's quite straight.
They're very straight. It's down directly in front of the sight screen. Long on's come around. That's great chase. They've kept that to 1.
I'd say that's not great running if I'm critiquing, but yeah, the non-striker there probably just had to. Jacob Page just had to get back in his crease in the original contact from Brooks, but just put the pin down, mate, and could have touched it. Got in and out for 2 there, I thought.
After 10 overs, Tigers are 3 for 51, the halfway stage of their innings. Bills 2 overs for 7. That's very tight and very impressive bowling thus far from the young leggy. The Walls End, first grader Merrill was in a bit of trouble before the rain come yesterday.
Yeah, right. I haven't.
5 for 55, I believe, with 25 overs.
Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, yeah, that was Walls End bowling. Yeah, absolutely. So, big game that one actually, because I think they're both just on the cusp of the ladder. So yeah, 5th versus 6th. So yeah, it'd be a big clash. You got West and Hemwick's obviously playing each other in the top 4. You know,
ahead of third there.
Yeah, so West have got an assailable lead at 57, but yeah, so anyway, Walls and Merriweather, I think the winner obviously pushes their claims to go through to the final 4, whereas the loser of that game will obviously put themselves under some pressure.
Okay, so Noonan swapped ends.
Okay, what's happened there? Dead ball.
He didn't release it, or?
No, he definitely didn't bowl it. It looks like he's having a bit of a joke with the batsman. These two might know each other, both being younger players in the competition.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look like he needs to get his steps up.
No, that's for sure.
Fine leg on the fence, long on the fence. Swing and a miss there, ball through to the keeper. 3 for 51 here at the start of the 11th over, Walls End. So the third man.
Just got to play with the audio, Dan. Just give us 2 secs. We'll be offline for a second.
Excellent. Leof Noonan's bowling 3 for 52 midway through the 11th. Here comes Noonan again.
Oh, he's got
that hit at that. It's gone high. Long off's going backwards.
That's a great catch. Wowee.
Fantastic catch down there.
I'm not sure if we'll see that on camera, but that was a superb catch.
Get the replay.
Just goes outside screen.
That's a fantastic catch. He's had to make a decision early there just to backpedal without turning around to actually run. So he's probably, just to put it in perspective, he's about probably just outside the circle or on the circle, so halfway to the boundary. That's gone up there. He's probably caught that 10 metres in off the boundary. Just inside the fence, yeah.
And he's taken it without, yeah, like I said, eyes on the ball the whole way. He's taken almost a John Dyson type catch, diving backwards.
Back over his left shoulder. Falling backwards, that's
fingers upwards, looking at the sky. Great catch.
That was young Bills took the catch down there. Handy leggy and a very handy fielder. And that 4th wicket falling, score on 52.
So the Tigers are under all sorts of pressure here now. Pat McGann comes to the crease. So certainly capable, but yeah, definitely missing that extra batsman that exposed.
Yeah, with Nathan Price being unavailable. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy you just can't replace. He's a match winner, a game breaker, but you can only do the best with what you've got on the day. So they've crossed. So Brooks is on strike. Let's see if Noonan's got his tail up now after getting his first wicket. In he comes. Punched away on the leg side, but they haven't taken a single. Another dot ball. Smart decision by the batsman there. Just a nice little breeze coming through here, and here at George Farley Oval. Bowlers pushing into that breeze, but not having too many dramas with that. Play. Okay, so Pat McGann's a left-hander. I thought they outlawed left-handers from the game. Everyone's now got to do a big 180 and change. The left-right combination, this might just be the shake-up in the field that could help Wallsend. Ooh, just poked at that on the outside off stump. Not sure if that carried or not. Wasn't gloved cleanly. 4 for 53.
So sorry viewers, we just had a few audio adjustments. We've had some feedback of some buzzing in the background or some interference, which I think we may have fixed up now. So
great work. 4 for 53 at the end of the 11th over.
Just what you needed, mate. A bit more pressure coming from me, fiddling around with the microphone there while you're trying to call the game. But
it's all good.
So let's strap ourselves in here, guys. We've got 9 overs to go in this innings. 4 for 53. The Tigers definitely going to have to get a wriggle on here. Need to really get themselves in a position to get well
10
into
and
the
over
triple
from
figures.
here is 140, and I mean that's still under what they'd like to have.
They've got to give themselves something to bowl out here, Dan. I'd say, if you can get 120, I guess it gives you something.
It's a runner ball.
You've got to. I do think that the West batting lineup is in sublime form at the minute.
Well, James King went quite big in one of the earlier round games, didn't he?
He hit a 39 ball century. He hit against Toronto in their only game that they've played, actually.
I was actually down here watching Wallsend play, I believe, the Whips that same time.
Right. Well, it was our first effort at streaming. We actually failed that launch on that particular day. We didn't have enough charge in a particular device, so it's been all smooth sailing reasonably since then with the streaming service.
Okay, Billsby bringing the ball into McGann, and he's gone straight through him there. The first delivery, the left-hand batsman has faced to the leggy. He's bowling now, I guess, in reverse to a long on the fence, mid-wicket on the fence, square leg on the fence. Plenty of cover out there at the creek side of the ground. Hit that on the full, punch that down to long on for another single.
Yeah, so I think key for these two, I guess, particularly McGann, he's just got to focus on getting himself, I guess, adjusted to this wicket conditions. But Brooks now, obviously 17 balls into his innings.
Got bat on that, he's hit that straight to point. Is Brooks the key now? Do you think he's the guy that needs to be there at 18, 19, 20?
Yeah, possibly. He's not a renowned, I wouldn't have said a renowned big hitter of the ball, so I think he's probably just going to stay busy.
He's had a larrup at that, he's hit that hard and straight.
Out.
And he's out. Long on has caught that quite comfortably, probably 5 metres in from the boundary.
So yeah, he's tried to take him on there, but unfortunately. That was Josh Emerton that took the catch.
Josh Emerton taking a safe catch there on the long on boundary. And Ryan Brooks has gone for 11. That's 5 wickets down now for Wallsend, and things looking a bit grim. It's on your screen. See the scoreboard shortly, and Cooper Lennox, seems a lifetime ago that he was out there.
It does.
He got bowled neck and crop. And Wallsend now needs someone to really steer the ship from now through. Well, I guess the first thing is to get to 20 overs, bat their time, and start looking for where there's opportunities they can just scurry singles and ensure they can put the bad ball away. But there really hasn't been too many bad balls. It's been a real strength of West's display in the field thus far. They've bowled really well, really tight, and here's Noonan, sorry.
Failed to peel.
Yeah, they've heard something out there. It's not like a keeper to go up if they didn't hear anything.
Just had a look at our replay. There wasn't anything obvious there that you could draw a conclusion of. Obviously a little noise, but
It's all fives at the moment. 5 for 55, the Tigers.
just having a look at the new batsman of the crease, Nathan Snedden.
Oh, that's squared him up. He's got the outside edge. It's running away towards the third man boundary. That's been fielded there
Oh, that's out.
by Anthony Hobson.
Oh, he said not out.
He's nearly affected a run out here. What's happened there?
So he's fielded it in from the boundary. Obviously, we've got the benefit of the replay here, guys.
Let's come back for the second. And
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
It's going to
Very
be interesting
tight.
on slow-mo later on. But no, the umpire has kept his finger down. He said not out. But yeah.
Great running by Pat McGann to get back for that second.
So yeah, Nathan Snedden's the new batsman to the crease at the non-strikers end.
In comes Noonan. Swinging a miss outside the off stump.
Snedden looks like he could be the guy that's come in for Nathan Price.
Okay.
So he's got some big shoes to fill. See what he can do.
Yeah, hopefully there's some hitting ability in that artillery. So I think they do need to get a wriggle along without compromising any more wickets.
Out.
And McGann's holds straight out to mid off. That's
James King's taken that catch.
just a lazy shot, that really, Aaron.
Yeah,
just
hit it well enough, but yeah, just not with enough conviction to either go over the top or through the gap. It's just it's almost just giving him catching practice out there at mid off. So the Tigers in all sorts of strife here, Dan. I would suggest.
yeah.
Probably now would be happy to get to 100. I would think at this stage.
Yeah. I think someone needs to take the burr out of the Tigers' paw here and let them unleash. But no, look, West have been very impressive. I mean, these wickets are just coming from the pressure that's been built up. They're bowling stump to stump, economical, bowling to their fields. It's really been a clinic on how to approach T20 cricket. It's on the field.
Varley Graham is the new batsman. So Varley's probably another one of the younger fellas, I suppose. I believe he played a bit of cricket at university a few years ago, but yeah, he's found his way to Wall's End.
There's another a reward there for Noonan, who's bowled quite well. He's in his third over here, that's his second wicket. Quite economical, only 2 for 11 from the 16 balls. Field ring set, so they've brought long ons coming up to mid off for the new batsman. Fine leg on the boundary still, as you'd expect.
The third man, I think.
And the third man hiding there behind the side screen. He's dropped at his feet and they've ran. Quick single.
That's probably the smart option right now to get yourself in.
Yep, 1 off 1. Got Snedden on strike. I don't believe he's faced the ball yet, has he?
No, they've caught themselves out here a couple of times, the Tigers now, where they've had two blokes coming in. I think there was the start of the 7th over. They had 2 batsmen in without facing a ball by losing 2 in a row, and yeah, they've done themselves some similar damage here now in the 13th over. 2 wickets. 2 new batsmen at the crease.
Oh,
Timed that
got off
reasonably
that
well. That's going to be 4.
That's going to go all the way to the fence. Very high backlift there by Nathan Snedden, very Graham Gooch-like. Just watching the replay, it's drifting at the pads and he's smoked that. He's picked that up really well.
Yeah,
This could be the answer to the Tigers' woes right here, Nathan Snedden. A good way to finish the over there for the Tigers. 6 for 62 at the end of the 13th over.
Yeah, really interesting, not to labour the point, but yeah, the rankings in this obviously have played a big part in who plays who today. Obviously the Rosellas finished 7th in the rankings, only getting 1 game under their belt, which was an absolute thrashing of Toronto, I think scoring 223 and then bowling Toronto out for around 60. It was the only game they had to play. Unfortunately, went through on quotient.
They would have had a brilliant quotient on that result.
Yeah, so I think the quotient was around 11,
Wow.
actually. Yeah, so
Well, no one's having a better quotient than 11.
no. So fortunately, though, and unfortunately, I mean, they obviously had their 2 games in the last round washed out.
Was that a double header?
It's a double header, yeah. So they had 2 games washed out at Townsend Oval last Sunday. and we're fortunate enough that over at Kahibra Oval there was also some washouts.
So Charlestown was suffered the same fate. They had 2 washouts, which they missed the quarterfinals, I believe.
Yeah, so
Inside edge there for Frenchie. It's off the bat. And, as I heard in the earlier game, the evolution of the French cut.
yes.
So
you got an answer for me, Dan? Or
Well, I believe it's derived from the game of French cricket.
right?
And that's all I've got to say on that matter.
Feel good.
6 for 63. Sten's
Poke
got that
down.
away. It's beaten the third man. Not quite enough on it, but it's come back for a comfortable 2. So Snedden's already starting to make things happen. 6 off 2.
So it's an unusual way to score 2 off a spinner, a slowish outfield, but because Bills are so quick through the air,
Just
that
run off the face of the bat.
yeah, just runs it down to third man, but vacant third man position for 2.
He's tried it again.
Okay, that's a good run.
Yeah, it's a good play. I mean, any run's better than dot balls at this stage for the Tigers. Every run's one West have got to get +1. See, that breeze has just picked up quite nicely. So Bills has got that behind him. The Wallsend boys are hitting into that this over. Bills is nice and full there. He's kept Graham on the crease.
So just to explain how the finals will shape up from here, obviously you've seen the Waratahs and the Sabres score victories earlier today. So their opponents will be decided following the result of the 2 afternoon matches here, both here and at Townsend Oval. How the finals are determined, the highest ranked winner through to the semi-final will place will play up against the lowest ranked winner of today's matches. So let's assume just for a minute that the Whips and the Rosellas were to win today. They'd be obviously coming from 7th and 8th.
Wow.
And that, I'm not to say that's going to happen, but just as an example,
that's quite possible.
would mean that the Sabres and the Waratahs would be the highest seeded teams. So they would obviously play off against the 2 lower seeded. So watch this space. We won't know until the result of this match here and the game over at Townsend Oval.
So Stedden's just knocked that down a long on for a single.
So similar fate forming for the Whips over at Townsend Oval. After 16 overs, they're 7 for 81. So yeah, very similar scenarios these games.
Very similar. And the venue for that, will that depend on, will it be a home game pending or neutral ground? It'll depend on who qualifies where.
I do believe that game's going to be selected by the management committee as to where it's going to be hosted. So we'll wait and see how that
It's gone for an LBW appeal, which was very wishful thinking. They've had a shy at the pegs there, and I think they've hit them, but no run out there.
I am aware that both Waratah and West did put in applications to host Sunday, so we have a nomination process.
Sure.
With there only being 6 possible hosts throughout the summer, we put it out to clubs to nominate whether they're interested. We had 8 responses this year. There's a fair bit to it, that's why we ask clubs. You know, you've got to have quite a few things, a lot of volunteers available on the day.
Come back. No, just a single there to Graham.
Yeah,
you're saying so 8 clubs nominated to host the final of the summer bash?
Yep, and
well, I guess they're hosting 2 semi-finals and a final. They're all on the same day.
Yeah, they're all at the same venue, so it's a triple header, if you like. So yeah, it'll all come down to those teams in it. But I will say that West and Waratah both did put in for gala days, and
Stedden's launched that, and
he's caught it.
He's
Aaron
caught it on
Wibble.
the second go.
Not the cleanest of catches there by Wiv, but
that's right. It's landed in the bucket. So there's a chance we thought that might have gone over the fence, but Aaron Wibble's taken quite a good catch on the second attempt there.
So yeah, he's just gone into that, fingers up, running around to his right. For those that can't see, fingers up, sort of caught it around probably just below chest height. So fumbled it upwards, thankfully, and scooped it into his hands on the second attempt.
It's the 7th wicket falling for Wallsend, and they're relying on Snedden to hopefully get along with the run rate. That's unfortunately not going to happen. Alex Seamer. I think he'll be the next batsman to come in.
No, I think it's Liam Taylor, mate.
But Liam Taylor's come in.
Yep.
Okay, I had that scoreboard updated.
Yeah, so Liam Taylor comes to the crease. He's played enough first grade cricket, probably more recognised for his bowling.
The batsman crossed on that last delivery. Graham's just played down that, and it's Brad Aldis. I guess we missed the Brad Aldis back into the attack. Noonan bowled another good second spell there prior.
So yeah, we must thank the City of Newcastle for their ongoing support of the Summer Bash competition.
Oh, he's charged that.
Misfield.
Still down there at long off. Still only a single to Graham, but Graham's showing some intent, which is good to see. He's the one that's looking likely at present to maybe boost his score towards 100.
So yeah, we must thank the City of Newcastle for their support. It's about 4 or 5 years now they've been the major sponsor of this tournament. It's seen us grow, so we've gone from 12, now we're at 15 teams. I think it's the broader plan to try and get a 16th team, which
would be ideal.
Yeah, would obviously help with some of these challenges with getting rankings and finalists sorted. So yeah, it's a great competition, and great to be at one of their venues here today at George Farley Oval at Wallsend.
Yeah, Wallsend #1, George Farley Oval, always been a great ground for cricket. I see they're moving the sight screen here. Aaron Wibble's been brought into the attack. So 5 overs remaining at 7 for 68.
So they're field out here at the moment. They've got a long off, quite a straight long off. A long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. So they've got the 4 guys out.
He's gone right arm around the wicket. Just dropped and ran. He's had a shot.
Unusual to go for the overarm throw there, wasn't it? I would have thought a pick up and underarm might have been a little bit quicker to get it to the keeper.
Low percentage play, but it didn't cost them. Okay, so with this new bats at the crease, Liam Taylor, another left-hander. And here's the changing of the field. Again, it looks like a mirror to what he was bowling to the right-hander. He's got a long off, a long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, all hugging the fence.
Just worked away for 1.
Very casual shot there through the leg side. Yeah, no, the City of Newcastle, great sponsorship, and I mean, you couldn't ask for a better sponsor than Town Hall.
That's it. That's exactly right. No, the Newcastle Council
Single there.
have been great at this competition, but also showed a lot of faith in the NDCA this year. Obviously, the rapid expansion with the suburban districts, all 50 odd teams coming over to play under the NDCA banner. Very well supported by our councils to give us venues to play at. So,
oh, what's happened there? He's missed that.
Leg by. Ooh. Oh, it could be an overthrow here. No, they've run through. Just an attempt to. That's the underarm throw I was calling for before, but
leg by
just thrown it over the keeper.
Yes, well, the NDCA just going from strength to strength. There's various competitions that are on offer. Well, it's got that away.
That's in the gap.
I don't think it's going to go all the way though. It's been chased down there to backward point.
Brad Aldis.
They've taken 2 there. Hard ground to run any more than 2.
Yeah, we talked about that in game 1, particularly when the field was spread for that 5 over game. There was no 2s out there basically. You know, it's there was actually probably more 6s and 4s as well. So when you hit the boundary, aerial was the go. I'd love a couple of them about now, wouldn't they, Dan?
Yeah, they certainly need the score to start going up in multiples now. But at 7 wickets down, it's a luxury they don't quite have. Still 4 overs remaining. A tidy over from Wibble first up.
Yeah, Wivel also playing against his former club. Obviously,
Yeah, Wallsend
fairly
Junior.
synonymous name with Wallsend when you hear Wivel. So
Craig Wivel.
yeah,
Used to play
Another-
third grade with him before I'd. Yeah.
yeah, there you go. And
Airing
also,
places.
yeah, there's also another younger brother Wivel, but I don't think
Caleb?
he plays anymore. Yeah, he doesn't
Mm.
play anymore, I don't think. But yeah, so anyway, Aaron left probably 5 years ago for an opportunity over at West. Not sure what motivated that, but yeah, he's gone to a very strong outfit and been a main contributor
Mm.
to that success. Oh, it's in the air. That's going to be in the gap, I'd say.
Yep, it's gone down over backward point.
Comfortable
Third man's
too.
run around. 2 more to the total. 7 for 77.
Yeah, they'd love Liam just to get hold of a couple here. He's like I said, probably more renowned for his bowling, but strong enough fella to get a few away.
Here comes Aldous again. Good ball there. Just hit the wicket hard there, and not much else he could do but just to defend the ball. Oh well, Brad Aldous in his 4th and final over.
Liam's obviously the son of someone who's been shifted over to the NDCA over Mick Taylor down at playing for the
really?
Toronto Mudcrabs. Yeah, so
Good pedigree there.
you'd know Mick.
Yeah,
obviously.
Mick's a great guy. He does a great job with the Toronto Diggers Mudcrabs. So it's gone through. Chance of an overthrow. It's been fielded, but not taking that risk, and quite wisely so.
Direct hit would have had him there quite comfortably.
Yeah, the Mudcrabs actually one of the few games to get on yesterday and get a result.
Yeah, playing under the Toronto Workers District Club banner these
That's right.
days. So yeah, Waterboard Oval.
Took
It's
5
another-
for actually.
Who, Mick did?
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
yeah, he got a Michelle.
Fantastic. Brad Aldous coming in here to Varley Graham.
Oh, you
Jeez.
sat a good larp at that. Is that going to get?
That could be 4. Well
That's
fielded.
well fielded down there on the fine leg or backward square boundary.
Just really exposed his stumps to the bowler there. who-
Took the risk, but the risk paid off. I guess at this late stage of the innings and runs being necessity, these risks I think need to be taken.
Absolutely, yeah. He's just that's his plan. He's seen a gap behind square there. If this feels anything to go by, I'd probably be looking at doing something similar. He's probably backing Aldous to try and bowl a little bit offside, given the field
showing
is
a
set.
bit of respect here now. They're taking their mid wicket, pushed him back, but he's not on the. He's going back to the fence. That's where you're not on the ring. You should be on the fence.
I don't think it's going to change his shot.
No, me either. I think you back yourself to go over.
Oh, he's tried to poke it on offside. Yeah, I thought it wasn't a bad plan. There's a nice gap here behind square exposed. Unless he's going to stand up and hit him over the offside. But anyway, they do have a third man in. So just to recap the field, they've got a third man, a deep forward square leg, a deep mid wicket and a deep long on.
Long offs on deep as well. They've got all 5 out that they're allowed to have. End of the over.
So I don't know about you, Dan, but I'm pretty excited to watch the likes of Joey Price bat in the second innings here.
Joey Price, James King, and young Wivel, a handy bat. I'd love to see a lot more runs on the board to see a
Yep.
good run chase. But again, 80 on the board in a final. I know it's a quarter final, but when it's knockout,
Yep.
you've
Well-
got 80. They've got to get 81, and this first 6 overs for Wallsend are going to be a key. They're going to be paramount in the outcome of this.
Call me a traditionalist here, Dan, but one thing the viewers can't see is the abundance of white floppy hats in coloured clothing cricket. It's something that you don't see too much these days. I know in the past, particularly these guys, they've gone for the green floppy. So
Yeah, I enjoy the coloured floppy.
do you? I'm the opposite. I like the white. So
Yeah,
more
white
of a-
on white. I mean, the Greg Chappell hat, it's just iconic, really. If you haven't had a Greg Chappell hat, you haven't played cricket. Single down the ground there from Taylor. You can tell we're in Wallsend with those sirens blaring in the background.
Jeez, righto.
Sorry, I grew up here.
We're just talking about these white floppies, James King. Where's the green floppies? They used to be about. Just phased out? There we go, only special occasions.
Maybe for next week.
Mate, might see it next weekend.
Yeah,
James King's on the boundary here, just having a little listen into our pretty average commentary.
Oh, another swing and a miss there. So Hobson swapped ends, bowling his fourth and final over from the, this would be the southern end, wouldn't it?
It's the southern end, mate, yeah. It's,
I left my compass at home.
It's the non-skate park end. It's
Yep.
the Walls End number 2 end.
The upper reserve end.
Upper
the
reserve
Toronto end.
The Toronto end.
The Sydney end.
There we go. It's endless.
Oh,
out.
straight through him, clean bowl. That's, again, full and straight, just angling in towards the batsman. Graham doing what he had to do. He's trying to get on with it, and unfortunately, that's one he didn't get bat on. But young Valley Graham batted quite well under the conditions.
Under conditions, obviously not a notable key batsman for them. So yeah, look, he's
Made double figures.
double figures. Yeah, it's a sad reality, but yes,
Yeah.
double figures is celebrated here at the moment. So anyway, see if they can get hold of a few and get themselves towards 100. Otherwise, I fear they're well short of where they'd like to be.
Yeah, look, I mean, we were talking earlier that sort of 160 would be ideal against a team of West stature with their batting strength. They're halfway to that. And again, I don't think there's been any gremlins in the wicket. I think West have bowled very well. They've set great fields and they've followed through accordingly. This is Farouk straight out to the wicket. He'll be on strike. Hobson still 3 balls remaining in his final over. That was his 3rd wicket. Might be, could be on track for another fifer.
So yeah, Farouk
Covers back out on the fence. Well, Farouk's made his intentions clear. He's trying to hit that out of the park first ball.
Anthony Hobson's got the
Keeper's asking the question here.
he got the teapot up there for the non-dismissal. A bit of hands on hips action from Hobson, but
Still won't change the umpire's mind.
and anyone, no one other than him would know that better, I would imagine. Oh, that's down to 3rd man for a single.
This could be an exciting last couple of overs. He's launched at that. But that's, again, that's 18th over. That's just
Oh,
need to throw everything at it now. So, yeah, get that up into the high 90s or to 100. That'll be at least something for the Walls End bowlers to defend, something to aim at. And you know, I guess it's one of those totals. Do West just come out and punch it around, try to get up 5 and over, or do they want to get over with it quick and Taylor's just hit that there to mid wicket, no run.
Yeah, well, I think you know.
It's the end of the 18th over. 8 for 82.
So hello to anyone watching out there. If you've got any anything you'd like to add, please send us a message and let us know what you think of today's footage at Walls End or George Farley Oval. Obviously we've got a low scoring affair here off the back of a 5-over shortened match in the first match. So yeah, let us know what you think. David Redden's just texted in saying, Redden who? You two sound great. I think he's...
I'll appreciate the compliment, Dave, but we're just following in the big, large footsteps you've left for us.
Yes.
I'll look forward to,
The only thing I'm
sharing the chair with David next weekend.
Yeah, he's great to commentate with. This only thing I'm certain of, Dan, I've got a good head for radio. And I've probably
Mate, you and me both. If you said there was sort of like a live on-air introduction, yeah, we might have had to have looked at other alternatives.
We might, we'll see what we could do here to get a bit of a guest comment. Oh, nearly a hanger. That would have been a great catch.
Joey Price back into the attack.
Oh.
Farouk has smashed that, and short mid-wicket was airborne, nearly perpendicular to the ground.
That would have been a screamer. Now, that could be James King, I think. There's that many out there in white floppies. I think that's James King. That
Is anyone out there game enough to call out $2?
I'd say they'd be into him, mate. They're pretty tough critics on each other. But that would have been an absolute highlight.
That would have been a screamer. That was
the only unfortunate thing would have been it wasn't on camera.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we could have said it would have jazzed it up as how well that would have been. That was a great effort. Taylor's punched that down to, well, it's basically straight, and they come back to Sue.
He's thrown it at the keeper's end. That's
a comfortable 2 in the end.
That's some throw. Just chipped it over Price's head. Just picked it up and absolutely whipped it into the keeper.
Ah, good times. 8 for 85 here. 10 balls remaining in the innings.
Jerry Price will be sniffing out another couple of wickets here to add to his tally for the season, and he's obviously stellar and extremely well-known career. Chipped it.
That's carried. It has too. That's a wicket. Farouk's chipped that there to mid-wicket. And
that's actually James King has taken that now over on the other side of the wicket.
He's probably heard us, and he's probably saying, "Get that up, you boys." They were very sharp catch, very low, and they're the ones where you can really get yourself into trouble going too hard low with the fingers pointing at the ground. But he's taken that comfortably, and that's the 9th Wallsend wicket. The score on 85. Liam Taylor still the not-out batsman on.
No, he's out.
No, Liam's still there. Sorry for Farouk.
So yeah, Liam Taylor departs there, and looks like Alex Seamer is the
a good
last
name for a
man.
bowler.
Well, batting at 11, I hope he is.
Yeah, sorry, Liam Taylor's just this batsman there, of course, a left-hander.
Yeah, I'd say Joey Price is he's got 3 balls here and bowling at number 10 and 11. I think he's probably going to back himself to finish with 3 for.
Yeah, well, he's he'll certainly put the ball in the right spots to give himself every opportunity. And then he bowls a full toss.
They're all wicket balls if they get out.
Yeah, well, that's right, as they say. It gets wickets. But oh, there's a heckler on the hill.
There's a heckler getting into the young bloke out here. So I just had a look at Alex Seamer. He's mostly been playing second grade this year.
Oh, he's taken off. Get back, son. No run there, no foul.
Okay, so just having a look at a score check over at Townsend Oval. We've got the whips all out for 86. So these games could be identical.
Tigers, yeah, 85.
There's a wicket.
Price's last ball.
There's a single. Oh, nearly run out.
It's a hard way for a single.
So the score here is 9 for 86.
It's at the end of the 19th over, so 1 over remaining.
So that'd be unusual, wouldn't it, if there was a wicket here straight up and both teams at both venues
all out for 86.
All out for 86.
I guess the only thing better would have been both all out for 87.
True. That would be probably more expected in some ways.
Well, how often do you see a 5 over a side T20 game? So it certainly wouldn't be a day of first.
No, that's true. Yeah.
T5 just doesn't have the same ring.
I've also never seen a wicket changed so late in the call. They're inspecting that wicket as we talked about earlier.
Never seen a wicket. The wicket you're on or you're off. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, so they were fortunate enough to have another wicket here that was nearly almost completed. So they rolled it up and mowed it up, and that's what we're playing on here today, guys. So 9 for 86 in the final over, or the penultimate. No, it's in the final over.
Number 1, Noonan's been given the task to bowl on the 20th. He's bowled well at 2 for 16 off 3. And see what Seamer can do here. Got some bat on that. Single there to mid on. So they've passed the whips now. They're on the Devils number 87. We've got to put our feet in the air or put the toilet seats down. Any of those superstitions for 87. Farouk on strike now. He's shown his intent. Hopefully he can put one up onto the hill here in Brook Street at Wallsend's George Farley Oval.
He's going to need to. I think they want to get a couple of lofty blows away here to try and get themselves closer to that triple figure mark and give them something to bowl at. Well, he's had a
Well,
go
he
at it.
swung at it, and it's just gone out to deep mid wicket just for a single. Well, takes the tally on to 9 for 88.
So stay on just after this innings. We'll try and grab a player for you just straight off the ground. So don't go anywhere during the innings break. Stick with us for another couple of minutes.
They're coming up. Oh no, there's trouble here. Non-strikers come back blind.
Oh no,
Now there's an overthrow.
Yeah, overthrow.
We're going to end up getting 2 out of this after all.
Jeez, that's not the prettiest cricket I've seen today.
No,
Oh, they've thrown it again.
Keystone
Bit of a
Cop
wild one.
stuff. So
Wow.
Seamers ended up getting 2 out of that little. I think they put 1 on the total, but
Yes, it's certainly not the most polished cricket I've seen from Wes.
2 there with the overthrow.
Yeah, I think they did.
He's got onto that and
Catch.
he's out. Caught at point.
Looks like Aaron Wivel's taken that catch.
So Noonan's taken a 3rd wicket, and deservedly so. He's bowled really well. And the final 10th and final Walls End Tiger wicket fallen, and they're all out for 90.
So guys, stay with us. We'll try and grab a player from off the field for a quick comment. I think Dan's going to go for a comfort break, and we'll see you back here shortly. So we've just been able to grab Anthony Hobson here for a quick comment. Hobbo, we'll just get you a microphone.
Thanks, Drew.
So Hobbo, good to see you, mate, back in the Rosellas colours. What do you think of that little innings?
Oh, definitely, mate. It was good fun. It's always good fun to play with these guys, but it was a shame we got washed out the last 3 games. But
Yeah, so it shortened your season a little bit.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
was your plan to play all 4?
100%. Yeah, I was able to change my shifts around and was lucky enough, but yeah, the rain intervened.
So did you bowl 4 overs there?
Yeah,
Did we
bowled
say?
4 overs, about 3 for 20 or something like
Oh,
that. So
Good to see they're putting all the work into the young fellas, mate. So umpiring, is that a thing for you anymore, mate, or is
not at
career's
present
gone
time.
in a different direction?
yeah, I recently got a new job about 2 years ago, and it's a 7-day roster, so it's quite hard to have back-to-back weekends off. So this T20 format works pretty good.
So you guys chasing 90?
Yeah, it's we'll see what we like. If we don't lose early wickets, I think that'd be the key. Slow outfield, so that 90's probably a 120 maybe.
Okay.
So
The wicket playing okay?
yeah, the wicket's fine.
Okay.
I suppose it depends on the bowlers. I don't know how much spin there is or what they got. But yeah, I think Joey and Aaron, they're open.
Yep.
So that'd be if they can get off to a good start, then we can just work the ones later on.
Good on you. Thanks, Hobbo. Guest player for the West team here today. All the best with the run chase.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're back here at George Farley Oval, just having some technical issues with the live stream, but we're working to get that up and running as soon as possible. The Wallsend are now bowling. It's the second ball of the West innings. Pat McGann's just struck and chew on the pads there. So the Tigers will wait for 90.
You got a charger?
West
USB?
chasing 91 off their 20 allotted overs.
I need the USB piece to go into the power point.
So the first 6 hours, of course, the power play here for the West Rosellas. Wallsend, backward square leg on the fence, and third man also on the boundary. They're the two outside the ring. Choose cut that away with short ball outside off stump from McGann. It's not quite going to go to the fence. Chase that down, and they've come back safely for 2. West Rosella's done for 3 now in the first over. Interesting to see how West approached this run chase. It was 20 overs to get the 91 runs with the field all up for the first 6. Good opportunity to get ahead and make it quite comfortable for the middle order, but also don't want to be too much getting bogged down at Wallsend. They need to take 10 wickets. I don't think they're going to contain the Rosellas in 20 overs. They need to bowl West out. So again, it's like he's got his line, plenty of stump to stump bowling, get them playing through the V and having a field set accordingly. It's what will be Wallsend's best option to go anywhere to causing any grief for West in this run chase. Again, coming into bowl again now, left arm over the wicket. She's driven that on the up. It's gone to short cover, no run. Now we do apologise for the delay in the picture. I'm currently working on that. Also got a shade cover that's decided to blow away as well. So firing on all cylinders here at George Farley Oval. Yeah. Still blue. 1 ball remaining here in the first over. Pat McGann coming into bowl again to chew. Oh, it's nipped back off the wicket into the pads. There's no run. The end of the first over, the West Rosellas chasing 91 are no wicket for 3. Joey Price on 0, then Chew on 2. The Rosellas getting off to a safe start, no wicket down. Require 88 runs now off 19 overs. Just looking to see who'll be. So it looks like Page will be bowling from the Wallsend Plaza end of the ground. It looks like we might have some vision coming here. So Page will be bowling to Joey Price. Looking at the field here. Trying to find where he's got his 2 outside the ring. Now, deep mid wickets coming into the circle. So they're pushing cover out. So going to have a sweeper at cover. Okay, so first ball of the over from Page. Price has hit that out to the sweeper at deep cover. He's had to run around probably 10-15 minutes to pick that up. An easy 2 there to Joey Price. West move along to 5 without loss. And so far, looks like a safe approach to this run chase by West, which you'd expect from such an experienced lineup. And in saying that, Joey's just tried to hit Page out of the ground. Ball's gone through to the keeper.
I'm back online, Dan. So
thanks, Aaron, for rejoining us. A little bit of a hiccup there.
We lost some power to our cameras, so sorry to the viewers. But we're back online now, and we've got our marquee tied down. We had a few hiccups there right on the start of that innings, but we've seemed to get through it. For people that obviously aren't at the ground.
And he's got a wicket. That's a huge loss, or a huge wicket for Wallsend. Let's have a look at the replay here, but Joey Price has smashed this back at Page. And he's taken a great catch at waist high. And if Wallsend are going to go on and win this game, that wicket is a huge turning point in this game. West 1 for 5 in the second over. And Aaron, was a very sharp catch, the sort of chances you need to take.
Well, when Joey Price hits the ball, mate, they stay hit, and he hit that reasonably clean. And definitely taking a sharp one there. So off to the start they needed, the Tigers. They certainly they need to see a couple of quick wickets tumble at the top here, and Aaron Wivell come into the crease now. Been a little bit down on form probably by his expectations, so chance for him to get a bit of an innings here and set his team up for victory.
Yeah, well, I'm sure his former club will probably have something in store for him as well. I'll certainly let him know he's coming out at the fall of a wicket, and you know, a little bit more red ink and pressure can build up. So I mean, Wivell still, he has a job to do here for the Rosellas. Be very interesting to see how his approach is still within this power play. But Page so far through his first over, that's a massive wicket. In comes Page to Wivell facing his first ball, and he's launched into that. He's given himself room, hit that out in a backward point. Covers run around. They've taken one on the arm, but what's ended up an easy two to Wivell. Takes the Rosellas along to 7 for the loss of 1 wicket midway through the second over.
Yeah, so thanks to the guys sitting around us here. We've had our marquee just on the strike of that first delivery of this innings go flying into the airfield here at George Farley Oval.
It literally blew onto the field from fine leg to
doing some cartwheels, so we retrieved that, and then just as we did that, the camera ran out of battery, so we had to fumble our way to get a charger on. So yeah, a couple of things to get us going, but we're back on track now. 1 for 8, the Rosellas, and yeah, the Tigers, quick wickets, that's what they need.
Oh, Page has gone straight through Aaron Wivell again there.
Wivell certainly not conservatively going about this.
He might have a quaddie on maybe at Maryborough Trots or something.
Yeah, Sunday's not the day.
Not inferring anything, just
not the day I like to punt.
Me neither.
Too many maidens.
Too much rubbish on a Sunday after 3 o'clock.
Yeah, mind you, my punting is pretty similar.
If I was let that one go, and Page, well, a great first over, taking the prize scalp of Joey Price, and the Rosellas after 2 overs are 1 for 8. .83 required from 18.
So yeah, you'd still back the strength of the West line up here to see them home, but yeah, cricket's a funny game. Wickets, pressure, the fact that it's do or die, all comes into play. But yeah, you'd still expect the class of the Rosellas to get them home. But
well, with James King, Josh Emerton, Anthony Hobson, there's still a lot of strike power in that middle order. But the best way to slow that down is to take wickets. Pat McGann's
on leg by.
Squared him up there.
The umpire had his hand out there. So
Yep.
David Redden explained to me in the first game that when the umpire puts his hand out, it's a bit of a soft signal that he's about to call it an extra.
Okay.
So a little bit of inside knowledge there for those that don't watch the umpires too closely.
Now, is that an idiosyncrasy for this specific umpire, or is this something they're trained to do across
No,
the
that's
board?
something they're trained to do. So
Oh,
it's
good.
part of the
I've learnt something today.
all part of the process they go through.
No, that's good. That's good.
Obviously we had a quick chat with Anthony Hobson at the end of the Tigers innings. A former umpire, switched to a more conventional role now in his career path, but
Still got it.
yeah, he bowled very well, didn't he? 4 overs to the young man.
3 for 18 off 4.
Very, very good. So Pat McGann here, he's coming in for his second over.
Yeah, he's squaring the batsman up, just getting that ball, I guess, to tail in towards the batsman. Let's see what happens here when he bowls to Aaron Wivell. Well, he's had a swing at that and
Just pushing across him. So
it's gone the other way. So he's got the ball moving. So he's making the batsman have to think about what they're going to do. Again, he's bowling with a deep square leg. I'm just trying to locate where his second outfielder is.
third man and
Third
a deep
man,
square.
okay, third
Yep.
man. So he's got both bases covered there. To the lean back.
That's well hit. That's 4. That's going to smash into the
Smokes
fence.
that.
Wowee.
He split cover and gully there without giving either an option to stop that.
Tell you what, he's hit the cover off that. Now I know he's been
It's a great shot.
he's
He's been looking
throwing-
to do something like that from ball one,
isn't he? He's
and 6 balls in, he's batting 100. 1 for 13.
some bit of heckle coming from the hill there. They've just asked for the bowler's name. I think that might be a little jibe at Pat McGann and
Well, Sunday afternoon at Wallsend, up on the hill in the sun. Oh,
under edge.
bottom edge that down to fine leg for a single. Sounds like they might know better over there in the bleachers. Maybe we can get some guest commentary from one of the Renner cricket.
Isn't that what you and I are? Just a quick update over at Townsend Oval. So obviously the Lions and the Whips doing battle over there. The Lions are chasing a small total of 86. They are 1 for 29 off 6 overs. So the run chase going to plan so far for the Lions over at Townsend Oval.
They at full strength?
The Lions?
Merry of the year.
Yeah, they seem to be. Obviously Simon Moore doesn't play the T20s.
Okay.
But yeah, they've still got John O'Dunn to come. Actually, the scorecard's a bit funny. They're saying they're 1 down. It doesn't have 2 not-out batsmen, so I assume that's just recent. But John O'Dunn looks like next man in. Then you've still got the likes of Pat Darwin, Zach McGuigan, Patrick Houlihan, who opens in their 2 days normally. And then you get into their all-rounders on. Then McDevitt's been a bit of a find for them as well. So he's
Plenty of depth.
Yeah.
Which you come to expect with Merriweather and
Yep.
all forms of cricket.
Yeah, McDevitt's had quite a season so far, averaging 58 in first grade.
Wow.
Actually, he's played a couple of second grade, funnily enough. Interesting what's motivated that. But
Page about to commence his second over at the start of the 4th over for the Tigers. Whereas there was 1 for 14 bowling to Wivell. And he's had a whack at that. Tongue-tied. Great fielding there in the covers. Is that Snedden? Great dive there. Come around from mid-off. That had 4 written all over it. It's a dot ball. It's the sort of fielding that Wallsend are going to need to follow up with. They're a chance of reeling in this West team. Once Page, Wivell's had a good smack at that. And there's no one back there. That's cannon into the fence for 4 down there past mid-off. Great strong batting there by Aaron Wivell. He's shown his intent, Aaron.
absolutely, he's come out here looking for to get the scoring rate going. I suppose it's a little bit of the Rosellas way. They do like to put the pressure right back on the bowlers, but with an early wicket with Price gone, he's usually the man that does that. So Wivell's going to come in and try and fill that void.
There's Page again.
It's a wide, I would think.
Yep, wings are out. Another one onto the total, 1 for 19. I guess it's great to see he knows what his role is, to quote The Rock.
Yeah, well, he's had some big innings. He hit a double ton only a couple of years ago in fairly quick time, and he's hit a few centuries in recent years, but he quite often does it in quick time. Yeah, that could be out. It is.
And his holdout to that guy at mid-off.
So it looks like
Deep mid-off. The second Rosella wicket has fallen. Aaron Wivell been caught down the ground there. You know who that fielder is?
That's Snedden, I think.
That's Snedden, the great catch down there. Wivell dismissed for 11 off 10, and the Rosellas, shaky start, 2 for 19 midway through the 4th over, and I guess this next passage of play, this next 2 or 3 overs, this could this would really throw a different shade over how this game's going.
Well, that looks like Josh Emmerton going to the crease.
Okay, batting in front of James King.
Yeah, so let me just double check that.
It might have caused a rethink for West how they're approaching this.
It's Hobbo going out, sorry.
Okay, well Hobbo bowled really well. So let's see if he can back that bowling performance up with the stick. But Page, he's been the destroyer. He's got 2 of the big wickets, 2 for 10. He's doing a great job for the Tigers. And he'll, yeah, this next passage of play could really dictate where this game is going. A little bit of chatter out there on and off the field. Young Jacob Page, I guess, would have his tail up now and he's very confident. He hasn't changed his field, a deep long on and a deep cover. His 2 out of the ring fielders still in the first 6 overs of the power play. Page coming in to Hobson. So he's confidently just struck that down to mid on, no run taken.
Just had our camera go off the pitch for a tick here, so sorry about that, people.
A lovely shade of turf down here at Wallsend number 1. They quite kill you.
It's quite cool, you mate. Do you know your lawns, do you?
Nope, only one I know. And Page drifted on the leg, but he's played that straight down the ground, but just taking the single. Hobson off the mark. Rosellas 2 for 20. 1 ball remaining here in the 4th over. Be interesting to see whether they go to him again for 3rd over, Aaron, or whether they jazz it up. I'm thinking they might need to some quick bowling changes, not let the batsmen get comfortable with what's coming. As wickets are the key. They do need to bowl the Rosellas out to have a chance of winning this game.
Oh, they most definitely do.
Good length ball. Another good over there by Jacob Page.
Yeah, so, well, McGann's been fairly economical, I guess, building that pressure.
Yep.
It's allowing Page to possibly take those wickets at the other end. So McGann's only gone for 7 off his first 2 overs. Page obviously has 2 for
11.
2 for 11. So yeah, it will be interesting. It's McGann again. Okay. So yeah, they obviously.
You need those early wickets. You stick to your strike bowlers, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So. Interesting what change-ups they've got in their attack. I suppose Montgomery in the past has done a bit of off-spinning for them. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Taylor.
Ryan Van Kemenade, of course, will bowl as well. He's very handy medium pace bowler.
Comes McGann in for the first ball, the 5th over. Hobson played away down the leg side. That's all pad. It's a leg by. I was looking for the umpire's hand there to the side, and that's exactly what it was, another sundry.
Now Dan, just a quick score update over at the John Bull Shield final, played up at Lawn Park in Maitland, between our suburban districts Rebels versus Cessnock Cricket Association. So we have defending a total of 170. We have Cessnock 5 for 86.
So there's a couple of wickets after trees that we needed they've taken. I might let you take the reins while I just have a bit of a sticky beak, because if Sneesby and Hopley are those next 2 wickets, that will really put the Rebels, the Suburban District Rebels, in a very good place to hopefully bring home the bacon in that game.
No worries. So McGann still bowling here, coming into Hobson. Hobson playing or having a bat for the first time in a while. Some dot ball there. So yeah, obviously we had a chat with Hobbo at the end of the Tigers innings. He bowled his allotted 4 overs and took 3 wickets, and now he's come in with a bit of work to do at number 4. So they'd be keen to get him a bit of time in the middle, leading into next week's finals if they happen to win today. So
Sneesby and Hopley have yet to bat, and dropping them down the order, but Jeremy Kirk's 10 overs, 5 maidens, 3 for 18.
Wow, that's a great set over there.
Jeremy Kirk for the Port Stephens Python, that's a stunning spell, and it's really kept them in the game. Chris Sharma from the Merriweather Club has taken 2 for 28 off 7 overs, so they've clawed it back.
A quick single there for Hobson. So
Yeah, 5 for 86 off 30 overs. So it's going to be a very interesting final hour up there at Lawn Park.
Go right down to the wire. So back here at George Farley in the 5th over. The score was it's just ticked over from Richie's 2 for 22. It's 2 for 23.
So,
Ah.
oh, he
Oh,
smashed
just
that,
that.
but straight to fielder. Ooh, good throw. That's Snedden with a throw in there. She certainly got all of that, but unfortunately only got the 1 run.
So yeah, this game's still probably in the balance.
Yeah, another wicket here would make things very interesting.
Yeah, you get James King inside the power play. Anything could happen.
Okay, another quick single there taken. Smart. Oh, he's a shot at the stumps. I don't know if that was necessary. The backup was there, so no dramas there. It's the end of the 5th over. Rosellas 2 for 25, so still requiring 66. 15 overs, so I guess that run rate's just over 4, so certainly doable with 8 wickets in the shed. You've still got to say advantage Rosellas. The Tigers really need to just hold tight here and back their bowlers and keep the pressure on.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to apply scoreboard pressure in this second innings, but obviously build some pressure and make them have to maybe play big shots to score. I think it's probably the key. And
interesting here, they've changed the bowler. Jacob Page took those 2 big wickets. They've brought on Farouk from the northern end.
so
And,
might be leaving Page for a couple of overs.
might be saving him for James King.
Maybe just bring him back on if they get a little sniff.
Oh,
Big appeal.
big appeal first up from Farouk. Not sure what he's appealing for.
It's the only person out there appealing. We'll just have a quick look at the replay at our end here. Well, I mean, it was a flush hit on the pads. It's probably a fair shout. The wicketkeeper, Brooksy, didn't want anything to do with that. He's just like, no, he's turned his back on the shout. So
Good intent again. He hits the wicket here. Bang. Put that out wide. Taking a cheeky quick single.
he looks like he's trying to push them through a bit here for Rook.
Well, he had that same intent when he batted too, so it's good to see. He's got a
Yeah.
bit of aggression in his game. Just get on the front foot and see what happens here when he comes in. Bowling to Chew. Oh, down the leg side, struck him on the pads.
Another half appeal from the bowler. He's excited, but that looks like runs. No leg bowlers.
Been inside edge on that.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Just looked like a regulation leg bye, didn't it? But
Sort of cannon into his pads.
off, little inside edge onto the pad there.
Blind in one eye down here and can't see out the other.
Ooh,
Full toss by Farouk. There's a deep long on, so he's gotten away with that. It's just going to be a single to Hobson. Rosellas just picking off the ones here, which is really all they need to do. There's no need for them to go silly. There's no need for them to tee off. By all means, the bad ball, put it away. But they're playing very smart at this stage of the match. Ooh,
That looks like
there
he's,
might have been a feather on that.
I think he's just dropped a pretty regulation catch here.
Could hurt them.
He's very lucky. That's
I guess
that's
you
a
could
big
say
let
that's
off.
a hard thing to chew. Pun intended.
Yeah. So yeah, Ryan Brooks won't be happy with that drop. Oh, that's a no ball, and I think it's gone the journey. That's a 6 off a no ball with a free hit to come. That is
That's tragic.
very,
That's
very big turnaround. Dropped 1 ball,
7 runs.
7
with a
runs off
free
the
hit.
next with a free hit.
Potentially 11, 13 run.
Oh,
turnaround.
that's hurts. This guy's been all effort this over. That's
that's cruel. We talk about cricket. I guess that's why we love the game, because it can just change on a dime, and when that fold of the bowler, he's gone from a bit of glory and having West right on the back seat to,
what
really
a turnaround.
a comfort zone.
Yep.
Will he have a swing? He will.
Oh,
He's missed
top
it.
ball.
Good comeback there by Farouk. He certainly bowled a lot better than a none for 10 first up overs would suggest.
Well, he's had a regulation catch dropped at the keeper. The next ball's gone for 7 with a no ball 6, and then the free hit fortunately was a dot, but yeah, they could have been very different. He could have 1 for 3 or 1 for 4.
I'll be interested to hear some of the adjectives or verbs he used under his breath following that. So that's six overs gone. So that's the end of the power play. 2 for 35. So 6 and over. They're going in a run of ball, all but. Business as usual. Looks like they're going to spin now. Is that
Varley Graham?
Graham.
So, but Varley bowls some leg spin. Varley had 1 year at least 1 year anyway, at the Toronto Academy. Hence, I know just a fraction about him. It was a few years ago now, but he bowled some handy leg spin as a young fella there.
A very interesting haircut too from this angle.
He has. It looks like he's put a peroxide through it and
missed a few bits on the side. Is that a mullet?
It could be a mullet.
It's not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, but it's a
downtown Walls End.
Yeah. So,
I think the crowd are enjoying it.
Crowd is getting rowdy on the sideline. Probably can't pick them up in our microphone, but there is plenty of advice coming from the hill here at the moment.
Not sure how much of it's positive advice either. And Graham here, oh nice flight there through the air. I love seeing a leggy who's not afraid to toss the ball up there.
Yep.
It's a nice start, and Hobson will have to be on his game here. In comes Graham. Oh.
Just checked his shot there. He was coming down the wicket to presumably be a little more aggressive, and he's just checked his shot and poked it out through point for a single.
2 for 36 in the 7th over. So the opening batsman due to be back on strike. See how he handles the spinner of Graham. It's right up there.
Oh,
he's
it's
got it on the
straight
full.
Oh, no
just
effort.
One bounce out to mid wicket. Maybe could have attacked that ball.
Yeah.
I guess it was hard. It was hit flat.
Just he's about 5 off there. Looks like Ryan Van Kemenade. It just sat back. They really need to jag another wicket or two here with that drop catch last over.
Yeah.
They really need to find another way to get a wicket. Get themselves back in this.
Well, a sweeper out there on the point boundary. So Hobson's cut that away. Should probably let the viewers know what you can't see. So now the power play's over. The Wallsend can have a maximum of 5 on the fence. We've got a square, maybe backward square on the fence, mid wickets on the fence, long ons on the fence, pointers on the fence. They've just brought deep long off up onto the ring.
It's probably the shot, isn't it? Over long off.
Hitting with the spin, you would think so. Just
there
like
he goes,
that, and he's hit it straight down his throat.
Oh, dear me.
What would we know?
Well, the shot was on, but...
And Ben Chew's just holed out to fit off. Maybe that's why he put him there. They've wanted him in over the top.
Yeah, I'm sure that was in their plan. Let's bowl a loopy, wide, full toss ball straight to mid-off. So, I mean, it'd be my bowling plan, but anyway, that's the end of Chew, I think.
Chew on that. The third wicket has fallen. And Graham tossing the ball up there again.
Yeah, well...
And you bring yourself into the game. The batsman's eyes light up. They want to get onto it. And Wallsend keeping themselves... You've still got a stiff, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they just keep taking wickets. So you've got Josh Emmerdon coming to the crease now. So
they just keep coming.
James King does tend to do this occasionally, where he'll hover down in the middle lower order. Renowned as a big game specialist, obviously hit a massive ton in the Tom Walker Cup final and backed it up recently with a couple of centuries in the Summer Bash. But
certainly one of the form batsmen in local cricket at present.
So we've got Josh Emmerdon though about to take stride. They didn't cross.
He used to play with University.
Joined Anthony Hobson. Yeah, he was a captain at University.
Thought so, yeah.
And had a couple of seasons over at Merewether. And then found his way over to the So Barley Graham will be taking strike. So yeah, I think just to explain a bit of that, Kingy's probably identified a few guys here short of a hit. A smallish total.
Yep.
Probably looking to get a few blokes some time in the middle. Oh, that's a drop
Nearly.
catch.
Did he get a hand on that?
I think that's a drop catch.
You
Let's
might
just
see
see if
that
it
on the
comes in.
vision just off the side of the wicket.
Just watching the replay, which everyone would have seen live.
It's a full toss.
Oh, you can't see it, but geez, I'm
Hey.
going to call it, mate. I think that's a drop catch, and it's a tough one, but I think
Eminent
it's a drop
first
catch.
ball.
And it would have been off another full toss.
Bring him on from both ends.
Okay, so looks like Farouk's going to get another over.
It's 3 for 39 at the end of the 7. 4 for 39 and a 4 for 38 would have had a better ring to it for a contest. So Farouk, let's see what he's got in his bag of tricks for this second over of his spell. So movement at the station. Short fine legs now going, sorry, short third man. Short fine legs going to third man. I'll get it in a crack. Fine legs dropping back onto the fence. Cover is on the fence. Deep long on also, and long offs on the ring. So 4 people outside.
You got
Cover
a third.
drive.
Did you get third man?
Third man, cover, fine leg, and long on.
And deep mid wicket, so they got 5 out.
You got better eyes than me, Aaron Gray. Deep mid wicket. In the shade out there.
Yep.
Single there taken by Hobson. 3 for 41.
Okay. So yeah, I was just about to touch on, thanks for getting the field sorted, with the only risk you run with taking this approach to a small total is they go 4 or 5 for 50. It puts the pressure right on Kingy now to get the job done.
That's right.
You know, so
it puts that pressure, and then I guess it is sort of scoreboard pressure
well,
on the back end of that innings. And
Yep.
you said if there's guys there who haven't had much of a bat,
Yep.
Yeah, pressure does funny things to, and all levels of competitor.
No ball there.
No, that's painful. Front foot, no ball there. Another free hit.
Free hit with Emerton on strike. Emerton 2 off 2.
Well, he'll appreciate that.
Because they've changed ends, they're changing the field. So you've got fine leg coming up, mid wicket going back on the boundary. Third man also coming up. So
Interesting.
just interesting as to where they're going to put the 5th bloke back. Deep mid wicket, deep
long
square,
on,
deep long on, cover. Oh, mid off might be back too, sorry.
Oh, great ball.
Geez, that's a good rock, isn't it?
Straight through him.
Good ball. Sorry.
That's 2 free hits and 2 he's been able to dot ball. So
That's right. They've been good
Farouk's been
deliveries.
able to, yeah.
When he bowls that full delivery, it's a yard quicker, I reckon.
Smack down the ground just for a single to long on. Makes the total to 45. It puts them halfway to their target. Walls End all out for 90 in the. I get the 20th over.
It was in the 20th, yeah.
19 point. 3 for 45 here with 1 ball remaining in the 8th. And another dot ball. Ball just hit there to gully. End of the over. The Rosellas off 8 overs, 3 for 45. It's going just a touch over 5.5 runs per over. The run rate's certainly not an issue. Score update in suburban districts. Cessnock 5 for 98 off 32 overs.
Okay, so that's going to be going right down to the wire. Quick update over at Townsend Oval. So we've had 2 first ball ducks over there, John O'Dunn and McDevitt, who I was talking about before.
Wow.
So the score is 4 for 56. You'd have to think
Chasing 86.
You'd have to think a slim hope, but some hope has returned for the Whips.
How many overs gone there, Aaron?
12. There's 8 overs to go. 31 runs needed to win. So
Zach McGuigan batted yet?
Zach McGuigan has not batted yet. Josh Geary and Pat Darwin are at the crease.
Oh, two
So
experienced campaigners there, and young
Okay.
Zach's a very handy batsman too.
Yep, so they only need to go at 4 and over there, but you a bit like here, wickets.
Priceless at present.
Wickets are the key, yeah. So
And Varley Graham coming on second over here is a nice over first up. Lobbing it up there.
So Hobbo just sits another single down a long on, but Anthony Hobson just taking his time, getting a bit of valuable time in the middle.
Yeah, we'll certainly enjoy that time getting it under his belt. Yeah, a handy player to have in your club. Good flight there. He chose to let that one go.
So he comes in, obviously he's a guest or a marquee player, but under the rules of the association, he doesn't cost them anything of their quota. So you're allowed 2 marquee players per game. But because he's returning to his club, there's no bearing on that. He's considered a returning player, so he's not.
So he's not a marquee.
He's not. No, he's a guest, but he's not a marquee as such. So, or the other way around, whichever way you want to look at it. But yeah, so obviously the only guest player for the Rosellas, but
Yep.
one that doesn't impact their threshold.
Oh, shot the sweep. The bails are off. Now, has the keeper knocked them off?
I actually think they're just quite dark bars. I was out there before when the umpires were hitting them in. I referred to those bails as Bradman-esque. They are literally from that vintage. They are the darkest bails you'll ever see.
I thought I saw them come off. Not zinger bails, that's for sure.
You know, they used to have the real dark bats that used to just get oiled
Yeah,
time and time
just
again.
left in a vat of oil.
So yeah,
Another single there. Easy runs coming down there to long on, just taking the safe singles there. 3 from that over. And at the end of 9 overs, Rosellas 3 for 48. 43 off 11, so 4 and over is the asking rate, which is very doable. Yeah, Rosella's certainly got control of this game, and the Tigers going to Farouk for a 3rd over. And he really needs a breakthrough. He really needs a wicket or 2, get themselves right back into this game. And Hobson and Everton, 2 experienced campaigners as well, that steering the ship for West. It's angled down the leg stump. It's been played off the pads out to deep square leg. A single there to Emerson. 3 for 49. Some more advice coming from the hill. Very interesting. It's always good to have some expert opinions coming from the deep.
oh, that's a fine edge.
Very
His
fine
third
edge.
man is very fine. That's just a easy single.
I think good thing he was that fine, because it would have been 4.
Yeah, I just
Certainly not at a where you'd expect. He's probably
long slip.
he's probably behind second slip.
Yeah, very fine.
Odd. Anyway, that's 3 brought up the 50 for the Rosellas. Midway through the 10th over, Farouk charging in again. Confident shot down the ground again, just an easy single to Josh Everton. Rosellas just picking off the runs pretty handily at present.
So just have a look at Josh Emmerdon's season so far. Hasn't got to 50 as yet.
Just punched that down to mid-off, taking the single. There's no danger there. Easy runs. It's very pedestrian, I guess. Walls in the field at present.
Yeah, so Emerton has been sort of batting 5 and 5 consistently, I suppose. In the summer bash, he's only got a short bat against Toronto with a short 8 not out. He's 7 not out here, of course, but yeah, hasn't had a score, not a big one just yet. His highest being 48 against Belmont, so he's probably due as well. Obviously, Anthony Hobson has not had a bat for some time. It's his first bat of the season here today.
Another
Easy
easy
single.
single. Tucked around the corner there, deep square legs come in mid-wicket there, but he's just pierced it in between them for an easy single.
So yeah, I've got no doubt James King, you know, put Hobbo in there, Anthony Hobson, sorry, to just get some time in the middle, and I'm sure it won't do Josh Emmerdon any harm either, just to get some overs at the crease.
That's right. If they do go on to win this game, well, you know, there's one, potentially 2 innings required from Hobson next week. So you don't want him coming in to a semi-final and potentially a final with no centre wicket practice under his belt. I'm sure he's had time in the nets, but there's no better practice than centre wicket practice. Here's Graham, third over, another full toss. Pierce the gap, it should only be a single. But McGann throwing that back in there from mid-off.
Yeah, so Varley Graham now coming in for his third over. He's got just the 1 wicket. He's had a sharp chance, probably dropped in his last over. Bowl's very full. Run out on. No, just got back. Yeah, he bowls very full. In fact, he's bowled a handful of full tosses, but just
better than bowling short. Anything short on this wicket will be fodder.
Just sits up. Yeah, I think you're right. And also, it's not the quickest through the air. So, you know, just drop in. It's a bit of the old junior adage, isn't it? Get it above the eye line and
that's right.
see what happens.
Yeah, well,
but,
look, people get adrenaline rush. You see that big ball, the eyes light up, and I don't care who you are, unless you have the strongest of temperaments, it's very hard for some people not to be tempted. And Wallsend probably need to tempt West into making some mistakes, because at present they are doing things quite comfortably. Graham bowling very well, you know, 1 for 9 midway through his third over. That's very economical. But there's nothing too much bothering Hobson and Emmerdon at this stage of the innings. In comes Graham. Pushed it out wide and too wide.
Geez, that seems like a harsh call, don't you
I
think?
know, that was very harsh. Yeah, I think he took an extra second to think about that, but I guess the keeper having the gloves sort of right outstretched there.
It's interesting because the batsman he'd exposed his stumps, he'd stepped right outside off.
What's happened there? He's turned, it's beat everything, and the keeper juggled it, but I don't think there was any bat on that. I think it was just a...
I'm just saying on that wide, Josh Emmerdon was exposed his stumps by trying to get offside of the ball.
Nice ball. That's the line, that's the flight.
And he's flinged it a bit wider, and I'd say that ball's gone over the stickers of the bat and the cut shot. But anyway, we won't harp on that.
Yeah, look, the umpires only get 1 look at it. We get 2.
We get 2 on a bad angle, so yeah.
Graham coming in again. Oh, interesting choice of shot there. It's beaten the bat, and another good over there by Graham. Only 3 from the over.
One of those was a wide. So
3 for 56 from 11.
Just to recap today's play, obviously earlier here at George Farley Oval we had a 5 over reduced match, which was a bit of a thriller to be honest. It went down to the second last ball. The Waratahs getting up over the Sea Dragons. The Sea Dragons in their 5 overs posted a score of 3 for 52, and the Waratahs brought it up in the second last over with a bye of all things. It was quite an anticlimax, but yeah, unfortunate bye because it would have brought it down to the last delivery where it would have been all scores
all or
level.
nothing, yeah.
So anyway, the Waratahs advance, and over at Townsend Oval in this morning's game, the Sabres routed the Pumas for 78 and then wasted no time getting the score with Dylan Hunter hitting 53 off 24 rocks. 220 was his strike rate. So absolutely dominant victory against usually finals appearance club like the Pumas.
Yeah, well, Hamwick's being eliminated. It certainly opens it right up now.
It does. So yeah, obviously the Sabres and the Waratahs, 2 clubs that maybe at the start of this tournament you probably wouldn't have penciled in for a semi-final, but all the same, the Sabres have got a couple of excellent marquees to join their young squad over there. So Dylan Hunter and Ben Patterson.
I remember they in the first round they put the cleaners through Stockton very convincingly.
Yes, yep. So, and then obviously the Waratahs have performed well in this tournament as well. So, the back of the likes of your Nathan Hudsons and the like. So, those two teams advanced through,
and it's great to see all different clubs flourishing. It's very monotonous when it's the same handful of clubs competing in finals and semi-finals, and it's great to see other the clubs who may not have had as much success, the work they're putting in place behind the scenes starting to show on the field with with finals and semi-final appearances. We've had a change of bowler here at Wallsend. Liam Taylor has replaced Farouk. He's 3 runs off his first 3 balls. Coming into Josh Emerton and played away there to mid-wicket for another dot.
So Emerton's very strong through the onside. You know, so it's interesting. They do have deep square leg, but other than that, just a fairly standard ring field. They're now inviting them in to play some shots. And
that sharp first ball drop catch is very costly. He's very wristy too.
Yeah, Emerton, he's very power. He's got a lot of power in his game through that sort of mid-wicket area, I suppose, and square leg. But yeah, you'd probably with this field, although they don't have third man back, so there is a short, wide third man. That's probably where I'd be bowling and saying, hit me through there.
Chance on here.
Oh, direct hit would have been very interesting.
Very interesting.
Hobson's got the helmet in his hand and just probably didn't pin them back quite like you would have wanted him to. Oh, that would have been close, I would reckon. Anyway, not to be.
Interesting way to close out the over.
Yes.
The 12 overs now. The Rosellas 3 for 60. 31 runs required. 8 overs left Wallsend. And some wickets are
really spicing up at Townsend Oval, mate. 2 more wickets.
Ooh, wow.
6 for 62.
The whips.
Can you believe it?
They're cracking the whip.
Oh,
what's happened there?
That's out. It's bowled.
Bowled him. Well bowled there. Valley Graham's gone straight through Josh Emerton. Let's having a look here on the replay. He's tossed it right up.
It's just one of those ones that, again, it gets above the eye line. It's
toss it up there and the eyes light up.
Well, it's an adage usually aligned more with junior cricket. Get above the eye line and get them excited.
Looking at that replay again, he was, as you said, he's strong through the offside. I think he's tried to hit it through there, and he's exposed off stump, and he's gone past the outside edge of the bat. So Valley Graham's bowled Josh Emerton for 11. I'm saying how wickets are golden for Wallsend.
Yep.
And 4 for 60. Game's still on.
So yeah, very interesting. 4 for 60. You know, Tigers obviously put down a pretty easy chance early on and a tough chance with Emerton earlier on in his innings. So it's 11 runs though that Emerton's gone on to get. It's just so costly in a short chase.
That's right. When there's only 91 runs to play with.
So, so yeah, sorry, we'll just flick back to Townsend Oval. It's all happening over there. We've got the Lions 6 for 62, still needing 25 to win with 5 overs. So the run rate now is 5 per over, and they're into the bottom half of their batting lineup. Josh Geary's still at the crease. But yeah, it's very interesting. Zach McGuigan's in now too. So obviously, yeah, a recognised batsman. Fortunate to be there.
Handy to coming in at 8. Very handy.
I think he's missed a bit of cricket this year with injury, so probably just getting eased back into things. But yeah, look, given the fact he hasn't played much cricket, you're not going into that game with any form. So really interesting run chase over there. And if it's at Townsend Oval, I think it was reasonably slow the other day. So it's one of those grounds that does get fairly thick when there's a bit of rain around. So interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting, James King still get to come out to bat. They sent young Bills in here at number 6, going off the.
I don't think that is Bills.
Off the scorers.
No, that's not Bills. I think that's Shakespeare. I think the scorers have.
Okay. Well, the graphic here's gone backwards.
Yeah, the graphics going backwards. They're putting Shakespeare in, I think. Oh no,
Mills.
Okay, Josh Mills.
Apologies, viewers and listeners. We're just going by the graphics from My Cricket of the new batsmen. So we do apologise.
It's Josh Mills.
Josh Mills is out there batting at 6 for the Rosellas.
Oh, it's almost a medium pacer there from the bowler.
Oh,
Oh,
direct
direct
hit.
hit.
Umpire's not interested. Appeal's not really, must have been home well safe.
Yeah, I think you'll find here Hobson just.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, well, wasn't super close, is it? It was a bit of a heart starter for the.
Okay, so Mills back on strike. And, see Graham toss it up again. 2 wickets.
Again,
What a
another
full
full
toss.
Just
Need
really
to draw that back a touch, but keep that flight.
as you touched on earlier, I guess the full toss is better than dragging one down. Really brings in the.
Yeah, oh, the field's not big enough for short pitch bowling.
Oh,
Another full ball. Good throw.
oh, another direct hit from McGann.
He's got a tracer on that thing.
Oh, they're taking him on this field.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Geez, that's pretty ugly cricket, but they've snuck through for 2 there.
Bowling shoe ugly. Runs that the Tigers can ill afford to be giving away. They don't have the luxury of that, unfortunately. But at the end of that over, the Rosellas 4 for 64.
So we'll just bring you over by over, over at Townsend Oval. So 4 overs to go, 22 runs needed, 6 down. So 6 for 65, the Lions chasing the Whips 86. McGuigan and Geary still at the crease.
The John Bull Shield final, Cessnock 5 for 117 in the 39th over, chasing 176 for victory.
Geez, I don't seem that disappointed with that, but I thought that was a regulation drop catch there by the by Liam Taylor. It could have been a bump ball, mate. It's a Creo catch.
Okay, Liam Taylor coming in the bowl again to Hobson. He's hit that well out to deep cover for the single. May not be exciting to watch for a T20, but that's all West needs to do at this stage, is just pick off the singles as they're available and put away the bad ball if it's presented. The Walls End really need wickets. They've done well to take 4 and 4 top order wickets. They could really help themselves getting rid of Hobson and/or Mills. Tight bowling there by Liam Taylor, just bowling straight down the corridor and just punched out there towards point. Here comes Liam Taylor again. Again, another dot ball there. Ball just put through on the leg side. He's bowling quite well. He's bowling right in the right slot here.
So yeah, interesting day of T20 cricket. No team thus far across 4 games has been able to reach triple figures. Obviously a shortened match here in game 1. Taylor comes into bowl. Dot ball, half a share.
They'll take a dot ball.
So yeah, no team in all 4 games will get to the triple figures, even if both of these tails are chased. They'll be short of the triple. So very interesting cricket. I suppose that's slightly due to yesterday's weather, thickening up the outfields and possibly just putting a bit of energy in the wickets.
Oh, beaten the field, it's gone past gully.
That's well
Had
played.
5 slips chased around. 2 more runs to the total to Mills. Rosellas on a 4 for 67. Chipping away at this target of 91 required to win this quarter-final clash here down at George Farley Oval. The end of the 14th over. So 26 required off 6 overs. Still 6 wickets in hand, which is the key here for West. They've got plenty of cattle to come.
Just a quick check-in as this bowler here gets ready to bowl
Looks like it's a change of bowler.
here at Walls End, but I think this is Seamer, isn't it? Alex Seamer. So you're right, he is a Seamer. Mate, just a quick check-in over at Townsend. 3 overs to go. No more wickets have fallen. 6 for 69, chasing 86. The Lions need 18 off 3 overs. So
It's a runner ball.
it's a runner ball, but certainly the highest the run rate's got to in their chase at all today. But obviously, yeah.
Yeah, well, as we've said, pressure can do funny things.
Oh,
Chance
geez,
there.
again, needed that one to hit. That would have really made things interesting here. Just another wicket. But yeah, so the match situation over at Townsend, obviously, you know, run a ball, but you know, the one good over gets the Lions home.
That's right. It's just a boundary or two at the right time, and it really takes it away.
What you really don't want to do is get to the last over needing 8 or 9. You know, it just really puts pressure right back on yourself.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's really there for Merriweather to lose now, and again, put pressure. So
Yeah, well,
just play the natural game, stick to your instincts, and
the Whips have got an experienced bowling attack and really quite an experienced team. So Ray Cooper has an over left over there. I'm not sure who's going to bowl. Dan Bailey's got an over left over there. So there's
it's
two
not all
experienced
one-way
guys.
traffic by any means.
No.
There's young Seamer. There's a throw on here. There's an errant throw there.
So what we might just explain here is at the moment there is no one out on the boundary. I think that
Just the third man.
okay, he is now, but I think last delivery they really
Mid-wicket's dropping back now as we speak.
yeah. So we've got a third man and a deep mid wicket now for Mills. That seems a bit backwards. I think that's Hobson.
Oh, nearly come back on the full. Just bounced in front.
Yeah, so I think our scorers have got it back the front anyway. Well, we might have some delay on that, mate. Sorry, viewers. But basically, yeah, we've got the field out, deep in wicket, and a third man for Hobson.
Hobson's on strike.
They really did choke up the field when Josh Mills was on strike, and they still got a single.
Oh, great delivery. It's gone between the batsman and the stumps. Fallen straight as the order of the day. This is what they should be bowling, and Seamer living up to his name, seaming that ball around well. You knock Hopton over here to make things very interesting. Hobson, sorry.
Okay, another dot. So interesting, right? They put 2 people back for Hobson, yet he hasn't picked the gap. They had it real, like, I mean, what people couldn't see was everyone was probably 10 metres in off the 30-metre circle,
Yeah.
really squeezing in on the one, and Mills was able to find one. So that's the sort of pressure, what pressure does to you, I suppose.
That's right.
But
Yeah, well, I guess that's the key now, is to try and keep Hobson off strike, and get all the pressure on Mills. Now Liam Taylor ready to bowl, I believe, the start of his 3rd over.
he's been very economical.
Yeah, none for 7 from his first 2 overs. Taking
Oh.
a quick single there.
It's really just manipulating the field nicely, Josh Mills, just finding those ones, getting Hobson on strike. Obviously there's not too much thread here with the run rate, but just have a look at the insights. For anyone who's on the Frog Box app, you can have a look at some of the insights. We can have a look at the Manhattan, obviously the run rate worm. You can see the
Shipper stuff.
it is just dipping a little for Rosellas. That's a good shot by
Hit
Hobson.
that hard and
That's going to
straight.
be 4.
There's no one there.
That's his best shot of the day.
That takes off a little bit of the pressure that may have been starting to form. That was a great shot. He's just waited for that ball, and he's smoked that straight back down the ground for 4.
So yeah, you can see the run rate worm, which I don't think is a great indication of where this game's heading, because it's sort of been on par the whole innings. I just don't think West have really got too far in front on that. But
Well, they lost key wickets at important times there early on, and then
yep.
Hobson and Everton really shored it up for about 20 runs, which got them through that danger period where things could have gone maybe awry for a 4th or 5th wicket fell there for 30, 40 runs on the board. Now at 4 for 74. It's Taylor, and he's had another go at that, and I think he's beaten the fielder. That looks like carbon copy from a couple of deliveries earlier, but so Hobson's got somewhere to beat the Sunday dinner.
Yeah, well, Hobson's definitely found his timing there in the last couple of shots.
Yes, yeah, very much so. And again, you know, class players, they always seem to find a way.
So yeah,
If this is how he's hitting them first up.
Yeah, well, again, valuable time at the crease here for Hobson, who's obviously looking. Oh, that's 6.
Oh.
That's a big one.
He sent that to Coles, bring back some groceries. He's hit that out of the park. That gone over the creek.
No, I think it's hit a tree and dropped short, but it's a good clean hit. So Hobson moves to 31 off 33.
William Taylor, economical figures are taking a bit of a hit this over, but that's T20 cricket.
That's ominous though for any team coming up against these guys next week. I think now the Rosellas, off the strength of this over, are now only 7 runs away from victory.
4 for 84.
So yeah, I think very much
great strike of the
going
ball.
to take this one home, and I think with Hobson now finding a little bit of form, you've got Price, you've got King, all chugging along really well this year. That's just adding another batsman to their depth, and I think it's an ominous warning to anyone they come up against next week. Now let's just check in over at Townsend Oval, Dan.
Yeah, that going right down the wire. There's a run of ball required.
8 for 73. There's been 2 more wickets.
Wow.
Josh Geary's still in. McGuigan was run out by Flynn Guest. Houlihan's got a first ball duck, and now they need 14 runs off 2 overs. That is going right down to the wire. Wow. If you're in the vicinity of Townsend Oval, swing in quickly, check out the last 2 overs.
Free entry, Townsend Oval.
It sounds like an absolute spectacle over there. Pressure from everywhere. So the Whips, I reckon the Whips got their nose in front now.
I'm going to go as far as and call. I think the Whips will get home.
Okay. Well, Sam O'Sullivan has joined Josh Geary. Josh Geary's still there, obviously a New South Wales country representative. So, whilst ever you've got experience like that at the crease, just interesting to see who they've got left. So they've got all their bowlers have still got some overs left for the Whips.
The ball just hit out to deep cover there by Hobson.
So
finish off the over, 4 for 85.
Interesting to see who bowls the last 2 over there for Belmont, but yeah, the Whips, I reckon, have just stuck their nose in front. Dean Saunders has just called them as the winners, so nice early call. You said they're home.
Yeah, I'll jump on the underdog. Cessnock, talk about the John Ball final. It's fair to say they're on top of this arm wrestle. Midway through the 43rd over, they're 5 for 128. Chasing a total of 176 for victory, so 48 runs required, still 7.5 overs, so the run rate's up at around 7, but they do have a couple of their strong hitters to come to. So
Montgomery's come on to bowl, and probably a little bit later in the innings than I would have thought, but it's getting them through pretty quickly.
17th over, yeah.
Just sort of
easy single taken there to point.
I don't think there's any pressure here on the Rosellas now.
No,
I think that over from Hobson, that one big over, gets their nose well in front.
Yeah, well they need 5 runs now, and
yeah. Now watch how close here. What people can't see is how tight this field is getting on Josh Mills. So far, Mills has been able to just manipulate the field and take his single, but a short cover nearly in view here on the screen.
That's right. They're not just inside the ring there.
Oh, he's got that fine.
Go all the way. He's late. You would have seen that on the vision. A late cut.
Comes back for 2.
That's well ran. Very good cricket there by Mills. Because there's no gaps out there. That all fielders are inside the 30-metre restriction circle, but majority of them wouldn't be more than 15 metres from the bat. There's plenty of real estate behind the keeper. Oh, quicker ball darted through by Montgomery.
Yeah, I think Montgomery did have an injury earlier in the season, so maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him not bowling sooner, but I do think if he's able to bowl, he's...
For a leg side stumping a Pearl.
Ryan Brooks is, I don't know, maybe just happy he caught one.
Might have cramped up.
There's one for you, Brooksy. You can listen to that later. But
yet not called wide down the leg side.
Not called wide down the leg side. I am anxiously watching my cricket for an update on this game at Townsend Oval. What an absolute thriller over there.
No, they say about early crows.
Yeah.
See if Montgomery can get one through Mills here. He's played that out there to point.
So Mills has absolutely done his job here, and again, James King just backing his teammates to get out there and get some time in the middle. So Josh Mills obviously, I actually don't know if he wicket kept today, because I think you got Shakespeare in the team as well. So they got a couple. It looks like Shakespeare did keep, but yeah, Josh Mills obviously a capable keeper.
Well, 3 overs to go here at George Farley Oval. 3 runs required. I'm tipping this game will probably end this over, Aaron Gray.
Yeah, very.
He's bowling the 18th over. They've gone back to Page. Now, I think they should have probably kept him going early on when they needed more wickets. You got the two early breakthrough. You got Price and Wivel early.
Yep. Yeah, you're probably right. I think he struck early, and we did call at the time maybe giving him a break just to come back in through the middle overs and try and do some damage through the middle. But anyway, I doubt this is going to go to the 20th, so he's going to fall short of his 4 overs.
Yeah, which is a shame. He's bowled really well, and you know, when you've got to bowl teams out, you should be going to your strengths, going to your strike bowlers. But that's how the game's dictated. He's got one through Hobson first up there.
So there's a slow score update over at Townsend, which 9 for 76.
Ooh.
Wowee. Josh Geary's still at the crease, but Sam Holding joins him.
Well, ever Geary's there, I'm not as confident as I was, but
I don't. So Dan Bailey bowled the 19th over there. Okay. So yeah, Dan Bailey bowled the 19th over and got the wicket. Interesting who's bowling the last over there, but they need 11 runs to win off the last over with 1 wicket in hand.
Wow.
I think the Whips have probably pulled off a very unlikely victory.
What a day if Hamwicks and Merriweather are both eliminated from the Summer Bash.
Yep, well it's...
And Team 7 and Team 8.
We've been powerhouses
going
now
through
for more than 10 years. We've been consistently in finals, so it takes a lot of experience out of the semi-finals race next week, and obviously into the final.
Well, it's really anybody's game.
Oh, well, yeah, if West go through here, I think they'd
be the favourites.
Probably consolidates their favourites.
And a one-handed banking through the leg side, and that's going to be victory to the West Rosellas. A one-handed pull shot. And Hobson, 37 not out and 3 for 18. Possibly the player of the match, but a victory there to the Western Suburbs Rosellas by 6 wickets.
Well, just on that, Hobson has to be man of the match, doesn't he? He's
he gets my 3 points.
37 not out and 3 wickets off 4 overs, so he's certainly
top
got
scored. He's got the bowling figures, and he even coming out of chat to us as well.
He did. So, look, guys, Dan, I just want to say thanks for your time on the microphone today.
Absolute pleasure. Loved it.
We look forward to hearing your dulcet tones again next week with David Redden. You'll be on the 2nd semi-final match. So yeah, we're looking forward to that in what should be a great day of cricket. The Rosellas here advancing through to the finals to join the Sabres and Waratahs, and keep your eye on my cricket because that is going down to the wire over at Townsend Oval. With 11 runs needed off the last over, the Lions have 1 wicket in hand to chase down the Whips score of 86. And I have to say, I think the Whips are dead set favourites with 11 to win.
Well, I'd rather be in the Whip shoes than Merriweather's at present. Yep. But again, cricket's a funny game. A couple of lofty hits, and if Josh Geary can farm the strike, he's certainly got the talent to be able to get the Lions over as well.
He's got to get a few lofty blows out of the way. So anyway, from George Farley Oval, my name's Aaron Gray. This is Dan Saunders, and thanks for tuning in today.
Thank you.